Alrighty, everybody, welcome in to the MOSEF Class 1 Rocket League Championship here as we are getting things started with our first set of the day. It's going to be DCTC going up against Sykeston here over on the MOSEF Class 1 side of things. The best of 5 to start us out as we are getting things straight underway here in the 2v2s. As we have the side of DCTC over on the blue side. Sykeston playing for the side of orange is already a very quick play coming out by Eglu for the side of DCTC. Got a nice and quick early shot off of there from the corner. Brings it in right past the defender, not Slendy. Gets it right up there in the top. Already picking up the first goal there just 5 seconds in. As we'll see how Sykeston can retaliate here. Already getting that kickoff back into the DCTC corner as Demon going to go up into the air, passing it on over, but Slendy going to be there to interrupt the chain to Demon as they'll try and continue the play here. Slendy has to get back to stop the shot from Demon, but will have a bit of time to try and control it. Gets it over one. Demon will be back in time to control it, though. As we see Arctic try and get it over. Demon, though, just going to be there in time. Slendy tries to drop it back down, but he's going to be denied once again by the DCTC defense. Demon up in the air, just a bit wide on that shot there. Good pass from Eglu, as we'll see the Sykeston counter. Demo comes out onto Eglu, as it'll be a little bit of pressure here. Demon going to get bumped as well. Arctic in the air. Slendy going to try and get the pass. Just going to be a little bit too slow. The defense able to clear it away here. Eglu now in control of the ball, going to get challenged by Slendy. He's not able to get it past Arctic, as it'll be the save coming out there from the Sykeston defender. 4 minutes left in this first match here. Again, this is a BO5 as Eglu. Bit of a chance there inside the box, just barely missed wide as Slendy has the ball in the air, goes for a flip reset, can't quite connect with the ball, almost gets it past both, as it will be Arctic trying to put it in, goes a bit wide once again, as Sykeston once again trying to continue up with this attack. Arctic going to de-Eglu to the ball, as the ball just barely going to go off the top post, but gets put in by Slendy, as Sykeston going to equalize things up. One apiece here in this inaugural match of the series. 3:30 left to go, as Slendy able to recover off of the shot by his teammate, slot it right on into the top of the net. As we'll see once again, the third kickoff of the game here. It's going to go over to the DCTC corner, as Slendy already going to put a little bit of pressure off the backboard. Not going to be able to get it in, but Arctic going to put the shot just over the extra defender, as a Demon not quite going to be able to get up to it on that one. Slendy puts it off the backboard. Arctic gets a nice bounce there, able to get it over Eglu. Just can't quite reposition in time, as Sykeston going to get their first lead of the series here. Still plenty of time left to go. 3.5 minutes on the match clock, as Slendy going to get the ball over into the DCTC corner once again, but Eglu will be the one in possession. Arctic going to be there to break up the chain. Demon once again, as a demo comes out onto Demon, but going to be able to be cleared by Eglu, the teammate. Demon on the respawn, going to be able to get back in time as well, as once again it'll be DCTC in possession of the ball. They're going to play it upfield, but it'll be grabbed by Arctic here. Bit of a defensive block on the play, as well as Arctic looks for a shot, just barely goes a bit short of it. As we'll see once again, the ball getting passed around the midfield, but Demon gets the ball past the defense. We'll see if he can get the connection back onto it. He's just going to play for the pass over to the teammate. Ends up taking it to the opposite corner. Going to look for an extra touch, throw it up in the air, but Slendy going to be the man to get there first, is bringing it on over. Sykeston looking to get some more offense going. Demon will be able to break up the passing chain, and without much boost, Slendy can't get a good connection on it. As we'll see Demon look for a bit of a pinch here, tries to get the pass off. Eglu just barely going to be slow of that top corner, as a now counter coming out. Sykeston and Arctic going to be looking to try and find a shot here. Demon going to be able to break up the pass in the middle of it, as Demon with possession going to be interrupted by Slendy. Eglu once again going to be just barely outpaced by the Sykeston defender, passing upfield to Arctic. Eglu is able to get in the way of it. 2 minutes left in the match. Demon an opportunity from high, just barely outside the top corner. Arctic and Slendy now pushing it down pretty aggressively. Pass over the corner, as Demon a nice touch into the air. Slendy won't have the angle to shoot this, but is going to try and mess with the possession a little bit, as it will be Arctic taking control of it here in the midfield, but Demon going to be left with the ball now. Arctic back in time to re-control into it. Eglu going to put a high shot. It's going to get tapped up by Slendy off of the post. Blocked again by Arctic. as Slendy is going to try and play the ball downfield. Buy them a bit of time here as Demon does just barely go wide of the bounce. Egloo is going to be able to catch it this time, though. Still a 1-point lead for Sykeston here as DCTC trying to regain possession, but Arctic gets the ball off, just barely goes wide. Demo comes out toward him as another ball toward the middle of the goal, but after the demo, not going to have anyone there to put it in. Arctic going to block onto the side here, but a pass over to Egloo. Going to put a little bit of upfield possession, not quite able to get that bump on the shot as Arctic and Slendy once again looking for a counterattack here. Arctic brings the ball over to the corner, tries to get the possession back on the ground, but it'll bounce out toward Egloo in the midfield, looking to put an attack on, but Slendy once again in his way. Demon going to keep things possessed on this Sykeston half. Only a minute left to get that goal to bring themselves to a tie game, but Slendy has a chance at an open net here. We'll see if that's in. It looks like it will, just in the corner, and it'll be a 2-point lead now for the side of Sykeston as they're looking to get this first game in their favor. Again, BO5 first to 3 as both of these teams looking to get their slot into the Class 1 Rocket League Championship match. As we'll see if Sykeston are able to hold on for the 51 seconds kickoff play toward the net. Demon going to be there in time to block it away. As we'll see Sykeston continue to put on aggressive pressure. Nice shot there, just barely off the inside corner, but it bounces right on out to Arctic. 4-1 lead now for Sykeston. Still 40 seconds left to go, but definitely going to be a bit of a struggle from DCTC to get back into things. As we'll see if the kickoff can go in their favor. Definitely need a goal pretty quickly here for them, as Egloo going to try and beat Arctic, but just barely can't get the touch he needs, as Demon will be able to get possession of it in the corner here, but going to have a little bit of a difficult time trying to play it toward the net, as Sykeston just full on defense here, blocking out any offensive opportunities as Egloo looks for an opportunity, but Arctic again going to be able to clear the ball away. Sykeston, they know they don't need more goals. They need to hold for 15 seconds, and with a 3-goal lead, things are certainly looking good for them, as Slendy might get beat here. Indeed he will. The ball lays in front of their net, but Arctic back in time, and with 7 seconds left, game 1 most certainly going to be in the books at this point, as we'll see if the DC side can get one more shot off. Going to go a bit wide. Arctic's able to possess it, and Sykeston are going to take match number 1 in 4-1 fashion here. Definitely started out a bit slow, but once they got that first goal, they were able to pick up the pace on the scoring, as they're going to win 4-1 in the first game. But again, best of 5, still need to win 2 more matches to get their slot into the next round. Of course, either way, win or lose, they will play another match for either that first or that third place medal here at the MOSEF Fall Brawl. But we'll wait for the teams to ready up as we head on into game 2. DCTC definitely don't want to get put to series point this early on, so going to be fighting pretty hard for that next one. As Sykeston regroup themselves, talk about what went well, ready up as we are on our way on into game 2. As we're starting things off once again, DCTC in the blue, Sykeston in the orange, as we'll see Demon possessing it off of their back wall, playing it on over, as we're going to see Slendy able to repossess in the midfield. Is going to do a good job getting past both defenders, but not quite going to have a chance to shoot. Arctic will put a ball toward the net, but goes a bit wide and is deflected either way, as Arctic actually gets in the way of a hit by Slendy there. Slendy is able to get back in time, puts it off his back wall, and he should have a free time clearing this, at least for the moment, as he will miss up on the follow-up touch, but still going to be able to control it. Egloo going to get bumped out of the way as well. Off the wall, Sykeston looking to re-attack once again. Slendy going to put a nice high ball lob over toward the net. Going to be blocked away by Demon. Wasn't in either way, as we'll see it. Demon once again pop the ball on upward. Slendy going to try and put a play toward the net. Egloo should be back certainly in time to block this away to the corner, but Slendy's going to steal that boost, as Arctic going to put a shot toward net. Not maybe in position for the double. Demon blocked either way, as Slendy going to get the ball over one defender. Egloo able to turn around in time. Still scoreless in the first minute of play. The ball speeds on by Arctic in the midfield line, as we'll see, just barely going to miss out on that hit on the wall, but Slendy behind to get the cover. Now it's going to be Slendy looking to follow up off of that touch by Demon, but Egloo was able to turn around in time, get back to shadow it, as Arctic a quick hit off the backboard, going to look for the second tap, but can't quite find it in, as Slendy looking to hold on to control here. Sykeston, ruthless offense this last minute. Egloo once again a block. Arctic chips off the back wall, both defenders there in time to stop it, as Slendy gonna put it back into the DCTC corner, as Eglu putting it on down. Slendy again holding an offensive position, gonna hit the ball toward the net, but not gonna get the most power on it. Eglu able to clear it away with ease. Arctic again another chance, but blocked away again. Iron wall here by DCTC as they look for a counter. Nice shot toward the high corner, but it's blocked away by Slendy, flying in off the sidewall. Slendy almost gets it past Eglu, as he's not quite able to get it on. As Slendy now up in the air looking for the flip reset, is able to get contact, but not going to get the full play he wanted, but doesn't matter. Bounces off the ground, and just over 2 minutes in, Arctic flies off of the sidewall. He's going to be able to slot that one in, as he's going to put that right onto the bottom right side of the goal. As Sykeston already leaning themselves in towards this second end map. Obviously still plenty of time to go, but Arctic a chance on the kickoff, going to be blocked away, as we'll see it's now taken up. Slendy going to get the second one, and a nice combo off of the kickoff is going to put Sykeston up incredibly quickly here, as they're already up now 2-0 here in the second game of the series. As we'll see the third kickoff of the game starting off. It's going to go over toward the Sykeston net, but Slendy back in time to get a pretty powerful clear away, as Demon trying to keep it in the area, but once again Slendy, Arctic able to keep the ball in the area as it bounce on down, as it will see it the defense once again from DCTC. Demon going to chip it, big downfield hit off the backboard, blocked away by Slendy once again, as we'll see him collect some boost. They're going to look for another play. Sykeston able to get the ball over the first defender now in the corner, gets it past one. The group here, as it'll be the Slendy shot, able to get behind the ball, get that curve in. A third now for Sykeston, as Slendy and Arctic grouped up on this play, just able to get the turn on it, gets it into the bottom right corner, just past Demon there. Now Sykeston lead 3-0 here in the second game, as once again DCTC a bit of a hill that they're going to have to work on climbing in this one, as a high ball going to try and get past the Eglerful, as Slendy not going to be able to get onto that one. Demon now in the air looking to bring it on over toward the Sykeston net. Slendy interrupts it, just barely not on target. It'll be a little bit wide, saving DCTC from another consolation goal, as we'll see the ball chip on high. Demon going to block it out once again. Arctic in the midfield, keeping this ball toward the DCTC net, as Demon puts it onto the sidewall. Slendy again, though, going to be able to keep the pressure mounting in the air. Once again, going to look for a reset, but just gets the tip with the front of the car. Arctic's there for the 50, and it's going to bounce right back on into the DCTC net. 4-0 lead now for Sykeston.
I think now they may have offensive side of it, so it's a little shaky. If Lindbergh can ever get on to half.
As we'll see now, 4-0 lead with a minute 45 on the clock. Still, of course, time to get back into it, but DCTC really need to get back in. Can't give up another goal here. Demon trying to speed run it down at the midline, but not going to be able to get the pace on it, as now a chance here, but the double not going to go in from Demon, as Arctic and Slendy once again positioning for a counter off the wall. Slendy going to take control, gets it over Demon in the corner, is able to get that boost away again, but not going to be able to get the most done with it for now. Arctic not quite there to get the shot past, as it's on goal, as it can't get out of the way in time to find an angle to block it. It's going to get a nice fortunate bounce there. Arctic and Demon, a contest in the corner, bounces perfectly for them right off of the DCTC defense's car. And with 75 seconds left in this second match, is a 5-0 lead for Sykeston, who, similar to the last game, likely to go into a more defensive stance. Still going to look for those offensive counterattacks when they have them, but they're going to make sure that none of these DCTC passing plays can link up against Slendy. Just a deep clear here. We'll see if he can get around the ball to get this touch on, but just bounces the ball pass over to Arctic, who puts a shot toward the net, but actually it's a nice clear from Demon, puts it on target, and sometimes that's all you need to get it in, as a DCTC able to get one. A long shot there from Demon, but put it on net. It's going to fly on in, and that's going to be a goal for them. It'll be their first in this game, as they trail by 4, but definitely the first step that they need to try and get back into this one, as we'll see the DCTC defenders once again returning back onto the corner. Now it's on the back wall, but they are able to clear. Speedy play comes in now from Slendy for the orange, as Sykeston going to look to try and re-hold the possession here. Demon clears the ball on over. Slendy now in the contest, trying to keep Demon off of it. A nice bump comes out, but fortunately for Sykeston, they just can't find the touch to put it in. They had the chance to get it, but just couldn't get it to go. Slendy goes in the air for a play, can't quite find it, but it bounces over one of the defenders. Demon gonna get a tight possession of the ball here in front of their net. 15 seconds left for 4 goals, looking very, very, very dim for DCTC, as they're going to look for one more play. But even if they are able to pick up another goal here, not going to mean much in the way of the game. As a 5-1, Slendy going to look for a play, goes for a reset, passes to Arctic, but the ball drops before anything can happen. And Sykeston, they're going to pick up the second game of the series here, as they've already pushed themselves on over to series point here, as DCTC going to take a moment to regroup, as Sykeston definitely looking quite favored on the scale of the series here. 4-1, 5-1, leading 9-2 in total goals, as things definitely looking for good for them to book their spot onward in the competition, as they look to make it to that next round. We'll see just how they're able to do that as we prepare for game 3. 30 seconds left for the teams to deliberate and try and prepare the plan of attack for the next game.
Stop wearing the like instead of eating at their box. And Mayday and Talk Coach are both going to bring us back. That may mean that they are going to bring champ.
As the readies come in from the teams, we are getting ourselves sent on in for game number 3 of the series. Sykeston again on their match point here, looking to book their spot on into the finals with just one more win. Reverse sweep now needed by the DCTC side, as we'll see them come out. Arctic swapped on over to the Dominus. It'll be a demo from Slendy, as the pass is going to go bounce high, but there shouldn't be anyone there. The Dominus is going to get it tapped on in there, as Arctic's going to get that one slotted on into the top of the net. 12 seconds in, a nice demo from Slendy into the pass to Arctic is going to be enough for them to get that one sent on into the top of the net. 12 seconds in, able to pick up their first goal of the game, as they once again look to mount a nice pocket lead here early in the match. A quick play off of the face-off, as Arctic's going to try and take possession. A demo play going to come out now, as we will see Arctic's go for it, but a Demon save in the air going to be enough to keep them alive for the moment, as another bump coming out from Slendy, getting very, very aggressive with his card placement. Arctic contests Demon on the side now, as we'll see him look for a play on net, but just a bit too little pace, not able to get it past the Octane defender there, as a play comes out. It'll be blocked away with clean but precision by the side of Slendy, off the wall, once again blocked away by Demon. Demon's been doing a very good job of holding a lot of these balls in the corner. Sykeston just putting in so many attacks that eventually some of them trickle on through. The demos and bumps definitely help their chances on those, as we'll see a clash in the midfield. Not quite able to get it past the defender there for Sykeston, even though off the wall, going to look for a drop, is able to get it past Slendy, and it's a nice play by Demon there, as he sees a Slendy on the wall, shadowing his play, able to jump down, find the shot, and gets it. Nice bounce off the ground, off the far post, and it's going to bounce on in, tying the game up for DCTC. A nice solo play there by Demon to get that one put on in, as now the ball bouncing on the sideline. Slendy going to be the one to get the repossession, sending it on over toward the defensive net for DCTC, as we'll see Sykeston regrouping the ball near their own net. Slendy going to look for a play off the far wall, not going to be gifted with the boost though, going to be contested by Demon, and Demon actually looking for a counterplay. It's a nice pinch off the ground, but just not enough speed to get past Arctic's, prepared for something to come through. The Dominus now. Arctic's trying to get the ball off the corner, as the defense by Demon just not going to get the exact play he was looking for, potentially a misclick, as he ends up jumping off the wall, not able to find the ball, as the ball just rolls in front of the net. Slendy going to drive that one into the back of the net, and it'll be a 2-1 lead now for the side of Sykeston. 3.5 minutes left, as once again they regain the lead here in game number 3. Arctic's already looking for a chance for the net, but it will be blocked away here as now off of the wall. It won't quite be enough boost to get to the ball. It's bounced off the ceiling, so a little bit of a tough read there as Demon and Arctic's going to clash once again over the ball, sending it deep toward the Sykeston net as it's going to bounce over towards the defense here for DCTC, but able to re-clear it. Sykeston in possession. Slendy going to put a chip up for Arctics, but it is going to be grabbed away. Demon now looking to contest onto Arctics, but not going to be able to get much pressure on it as the ball rolls in the midfield. Almost goes untouched for 5 or 6 seconds as Slendy going to bounce the ball to get it cleared away. Demon is going to take a harsh possession, but Slendy gets the boost and can't deny the ball for the moment. Demon gets past 1, gets past 2, but a bounce off the post into the ground is going to make it a pretty hard shot. Can't get back to it. And it's good there again by Demon, but just not quite enough to get the finish into the net. Arctic's passing off the wall. It's going to go into the ceiling here, but Slendy, no boost to work with. Simply going to have to regroup and go for some more as Arctic's tries to contest here, but going to continue to move on up. Arctic's off the wall. A nice infield pass there from the Sykeston attackers as they're looking for another link up play once again, but can't quite find that connection there. Now Arctic's up into the air. Slendy, a chance to look for something, but not going to go for anything too risky or aggressive. Definitely not as nice of a lead as they've had in previous games. Slendy is going to hunt and get that demo onto Demon. Now it's going to be a 2v1, but it's going to be a nice clear from the remaining defense for DCTC. As Demon going to take it over the wall, gets the boost. Look for an aggressive play here as we'll see what they're able to get done. Demon is going to get that demo onto Arctics, but not going to mean that much as Slendy able to drive the ball out. Now going to get a nice shot, but it's going to go high. We'll see if he can get around for the double. Gets close, but not quite able to land it in. Arctics, a nice shot off the wall. Won't quite make it in again, though, as Demon going to get that one now. Slendy repossessions in the midfield, not quite able to get past the second defender. Arctic's now looking for a lineup as he will go uncontested on the shot, but it's going to go just wide and get blocked away by Demon regardless. 80 seconds left in the match now. DCTC have to get a shot in the next minute and 10. As we'll see the ball chipping high. Arctic's going to get the ball past Demon, and it's going to go in. Sykeston looking good now to make their series go true. 3-1 lead now with just 69 seconds left in the game, a minute 9, as we'll see them continue to attempt to hold on for this remaining just over a minute, as Arctic's going to once again be looking to hold off all these. Been very, very good on holding these midfield contests, as all the 50s have been going at least not poorly for him. Not obviously winning every single one of them, but able to keep a good defensive position. They've only let 1 goal in each game so far. DCTC, for their sake, need to break that streak. Demon goes for a nice play, but Arctic's again going to get the contest, get the clear, and if he could get the bump there, he could have had a goal, but not going to be able to get that. Slendy, though, could have picked up the ball off of the bounce on the backboard, and Slendy drives it in. A 4-1 lead now for them, as Slendy able to put it on in, as they're going to once again get a nice lead here going into the final 45 seconds of the match. Again, move their way on to the finals if they are able to make it happen. As the ball bouncing on over to the corner, as Sykeston going to risk a consolation here, and they will indeed. It's a nice shot there from Demon, able to slide it past the defender as it goes over, gets some boost, and then puts it on in, gets some nice rotation on it, and Slendy just can't get the flip to get the contact. So definitely the pace they need to play at. Got a goal in 6 seconds. If they can continue to do that, they will certainly at least get a tie, but need to make it to continue to go true, as Demon going to try and get the ball past Slendy. Arctic's a chance to shoot. The demo comes down and it bounces off of Slendy. Top post, an instant goal coming out from the Sykeston team as the ball bounces onto Arctic. Slendy gets the demo. It bounces off of Slendy with the momentum from the demo, and now a 5-2 lead. They hold that lead of 3. DCTC, we've seen them score quick, but definitely starting to look a bit more dim, as Demon potentially has a chance to look for a quick play. Egg going to go for it as well. Moving aggressively, they should know how quick they need to play an infield pass. Egg going to bring it up to the wall, but he's going to get contested by Slendy. The ball flies very far across the field, and with 20 seconds left to get 3 goals in, they need to score right now. Egg going to look for 1. He's able to get past Arctics, but Slendy able to block the ball, and 11 seconds left to clear from Sykeston. Should mark it in the books. We'll see if they're able to get anything mounting in the final seconds. It's a nice shot toward the net, but it's going to go over the crossbar. Demon, one last touch infield, picked up by Slendy, and it'll be blocked away. Sykeston, they're going to win game number 3, 5-2 fashion, and they're going to pick up their semifinal in a 3-0 victory here. Alrighty, we are back here in the Class 1 Fall Brawl Rocket League Division here with Mid Buchanan up against Van Horn for the second semi-final of the day. Again, the winner of this set will move on to play Sykeston in the Grand Finals as we are getting things started already. Mid Buchanan in blue, Van Horn in orange as Huncho already going to put a midfield pass over to his teammate, just barely goes a bit short. Already very close there to an early strike for Van Horn. As Yimbo going to try and fly the ball on over, but it'll be Tix to get back and help hold on to the ball in the midfield as Yimbo now on the left side is going to get blocked out here, but Huncho shouldn't have that free of a path into the goal. Tix will be able to block that one away. As we'll see Gavin continue to try and harass on this left wall. Tix, though, getting straight onto the aggression as Huncho will clear it away for the moment, as it will be now Gavin looking to take the ball on up the field off the left wall, but Tix going to take a demo and get the ball toward the net. Just barely missed the line, though. Was very close to flying straight on in as Huncho now looking for a play. Almost gets it over one, but is going to be deflected away by the side of Yimbo as Tix going to pass the ball on over, just facing toward the Van Horn net, but it will be Yimbo able to get around. Nice to clear by Huncho, though. Going to be able to keep it safe for the moment, as it'll be Tix and Yimbo once again looking to reset up their attack, as Gavin going to be the one trying to clear it away. Going to let the ball roll down in front of their net as Yimbo is going to take the demo, but won't get the perfect shot off as Huncho going to be there in time to block it away from Tix. As for the moment, Huncho bringing it down the right side wall. Gavin going to look to follow it up, but it should be pretty easy to clear as Yimbo going to get back to it with a pretty relative ease as Yimbo carrying the ball on the car. Going to get a flick. Huncho ends up putting it in himself as it's a nice early goal for the Mid Buchanan side. 90 seconds into the game, Yimbo gets a nice control on top of the car. Nice flick on over Huncho, and while he can get the touch, it ends up just speeding it on into their own net. As we'll see Van Horn trailing by one to start off this first game. Again, is a best of 5. First to 3 will move on to the finals. The other side will go on to face DCTC in the Consolation BO7 for that third place plaque. As we'll see Yimbo getting some boost back. Huncho is going to get the clear off of the shot for the moment as he lacks some serious boost. Yimbo going to be the one to play the ball for the Mid Buchanan side, as we'll see the ball blocked out in the midfield. Tig's going to get a bit of a redirect on it as Yimbo going to look to try and bring it off the wall here. It'll be blocked away by Huncho as Tix controlling back on the ground, bringing it toward the net, has the ball on the card, but won't get as nice of a flick as they saw earlier in the game, as it'll be blocked away by Gavin. Yimbo off the ceiling, looking for a flip reset, ends up just dashing into it, but not going to be able to get the perfect angle to get it past the defense. It'll be blocked away there, as now another chance for Mid Buchanan. They're going to play it off the corner, but Huncho still back in time to get it cleared away for the moment. He's going to get off the wall, flick it back over toward the midline, actually wins the 50, as he'll put a nice pass across the midline. Gavin will be the first to get the ball on the wall, goes off the ceiling. We'll see if he gets a play, but it ends up going a pass to Huncho. And really, really nice work there by Van Horn. Tix puts it up the wall. It'll be a touch by Gavin, and Huncho ends up finding the play, gets it on over top of Yimbo. And it's a nice equalization from the side of Van Horn, tying us up with just over 2:15 left in the game. As the kickoff is going to go over to the Van Horn side. Tix is going to get the boost here. Should have a bit of a chance with Yimbo as well. We'll see if this shot can get up, but it'll be Gavin to get back. Epic save there for him as it'll be cleared away. That's on target. Yimbo doesn't have the speed and just barely can't get back in time. A nice long shot by Gavin, as once again, a long shot. They put the ball on target, and they just don't have the speed to get back to it. Yimbo got very, very close to making it around, but at the end of the day, just wasn't quite able to make it happen, as we'll see Van Horn now taking their first lead of the series, 2-1 here in game 1, as Gavin going to clear the ball on over towards Huncho's side. We'll get it off the wall, going to get over Tix now. Yimbo, the last man back, he does get it, but Gavin in a position to replay it. Yimbo double save, though, as he'll be able to keep them in for the moment. Yimbo going to get control of the ball, but no boost to make the play in the air. We could have had a chance for a bump play, but again, just not the boost to try and continue it. Gavin does get past 14 boost to try and get past Yimbo. Is going to play the ball high on up. It's going to be up a bit too high, but off the crossbar is Huncho, able to find the ball on in. Their third goal in a short span of time. Gavin gets it over one. Huncho just has a pretty simple shot. Nice layup there for him as he'll get that one in. A lead of 2 now for Van Horn. Just over 90 seconds left in the game. As we'll see Van Horn now making a solid campaign toward getting their first win of the series. As we'll see if they're able to get it. Huncho going to play the ball over to Gavin. Tixt is going to be left in no man's land, but the shot just barely in. I thought it had been off the side post there, but a really good redirect by Gavin off the nice Huncho pass. As they bounce on up, nice touch there on the tip of the car, ends up lacing it right into that top corner. As it'll be a 4-1 lead for Van Horn now. A similar pace to the first game we saw in the last series as well, where Mid Buchanan this time started out with that first goal, but the other side now a lead of a few going into the final moments of the game. Huncho gonna get another touch, but it'll be blocked away by Yimbo. By Tixt, apologies, as he'll carry it on up the sideline. Huncho once again back in time to block it out, though, as we'll see him playing it around the corner now, putting a ball, but just barely going to have too much speed. Ends up blocking Gavin a little bit on the shot attempt, as now Yimbo Gavin, a bit of a clash. The ball flies toward the Van Horn corner, but it'll be Huncho once again there to recontrol it. Gavin now going to be the one with the ball in front of the net. Yimbo going to be required to turn around, but Huncho again going to be able to get back and get the repossession of it off his own backboard. One touch, two touch, gets bumped out of the third, and Yimbo is going to be back this time to block it all away. As Van Horn continued to mount the pressure, but with only 35 seconds, Mid Buchanan really need to get a nice goal off here. Tixt ends up putting two shots just over the crossbar. Gavin repossesses. Yimbo going to try and put some more pressure on, but again, 24 seconds left. They need to get scoring now. Mid Buchanan, ball off the top. It's going to bounce down, but it's going to bounce back up. Yimbo can't get there in time either. And with 15 seconds and a clear from Van Horn, once again, this game looks to be in its final moments. Yimbo going to put a shot on net from their side of the field, but Huncho back with plenty of time to spare, just going to put it up in the air. Not going to be that concerned about it. Puts it down. Gavin going to let it bounce, and it's a 4-1 victory for Van Horn here in the first game of this series, as Van Horn going to push themselves just that step closer towards making on into the finals, where once again they'll meet the side of Sykeston. As we'll make our way on into game number 2 here, as we prepare for the teams getting into their sides, as we'll see how game number 2 fares. Van Horn again lost the lead out early in game 1, but we're able to get a couple back-to-back uncontested goals, as we'll see how game number 2 goes. It's a deep pass over to Yimbo, could be a nice redirect, but Huncho there just in time to chip it away. A good effort there by Mid Buchanan, still looking for any of those offensive opportunities that they can find. Just barely got cut off on that one. Yimbo now looking to get the ball controlled here. Is going to be blocked away by Gavin. Huncho to collect it. As it takes to going to go off of one, gets a collect, and puts a bit of a hit toward the net. Not going to be enough to be a real full-on shot. Blocked away with its relatively low speed, as Yimbo now going to try and get a chip, but Tixt is behind when the block comes through, as Gavin going to try and get it on. It is going to go on net, but Yimbo able to get the rotation back just in time. Now Yimbo putting a bit of pressure toward a demo on Gavin. Gavin almost actually turns it around on him, but Huncho now going to have the ball, going to put a nice chip up, but Tixt is there in time. Just now about to cross that minute barrier into this game. Still scoreless. Huncho potentially going to try and break it, but Tixt back in time again to block it out away, as we do officially cross the first minute of play here in game number 2, scoreless. As we'll see Yimbo to clear the ball away. It'll be a nice high chip here, as Huncho going to try and get back down, but they end up just blocking Yimbo out of the way, but still has a bit of momentum to carry the ball forward. It'll be blocked back into the corner again, as it takes, and it'll be Gavin now in a bit of a contest, but Huncho back chasing from behind the ball. Will be there to block the play, gets some boost off the corner, gets past one, gets past two on the possession, and can't find it in. Yimbo going to be able to have enough speed, gets around the ball, and repossesses it. Actually has the speed to get past Gavin as well. 1-2 off the backboard, just looking up in the air for a block. Huncho going to be the one to hit it, as Yimbo once again recontrols, blocked away by Gavin. Yimbo in the air now, puts a shot, blocked by Huncho once again. Huncho absolutely everywhere this game, As mid Buchanan going to look to try and circle back around. It'll be Gavin getting the demo, but Tick's going to block the ball away. So not in concern of conceding a goal here, as Gavin on the shadow is going to be able to catch Tix out on a bit of a poke ball, as Huncho once again going to go off of the ceiling, but ends up missing out on his speed, as Gavin going to be the one to try and hold the ball on the ground. It'll be a shot from Yimbo, ends up going wide, as we'll see Huncho controlling off of their own ceiling. Gets a flip there, as Tix just going to keep the ball in the relative area of Van Horn. Yimbo tries to chase it down, but it's going to be pushed back toward the mid Buchanan side of things. It'll be Yimbo to control as he brings the ball once again up the sidewall, contested by Huncho. It's going to fly back toward mid Buchanan's corner as Huncho tries to get the double tap off the wall, not quite able to make it happen. Ticked up in the air now looking for the double, ends up missing it, but they ends up confusing the Van Horn defense. And while Tix didn't get quite the hit he wanted, it's going to be one that he is perfectly fine with, as both defenders were ready for the double, but upon no double happening, they simply couldn't recover in time. And mid Buchanan are going to score again, once again here in game number 2, as Yimbo on the kickoff, a chance to get a bigger lead, and they do drill it on in. And mid Buchanan, after almost three scoreless minutes of play, are going to find 2 back-to-back goals in just a couple of seconds, as mid Buchanan moving on forward, trying to get their nice lead secured so they can take their first game of the series. But on the kickoff, Gavin a bit of an opportunity. Now it's going to be Huncho controlling the ball in the corner, gets past one. Nice shot by him into the top corner. Huncho knows he's got to get the pace of the play back in to close that lead as soon as possible. Goes for the immediate shot, and it is just going to get over the first defender. Yimbo either didn't expect it to go in or didn't think he had the time to get back to it, ends up watching it fly on by. As we'll see it now, the next kickoff will be the 4th of the game, as Yimbo going to try and collect the ball off the ground. And it gets a nice bounce, pops it over one, but Gavin going to be behind to collect it. As we'll see Tixt repossessing off of the Gavin touch, playing it toward the Van Horn net. At this point, they've seen that all they need to do is get shots off, and eventually some of them will find their way in, as Yimbo now going to repossess, gets over one, as it'll be Huncho in the backside, able to play last man and get it cleared away. Gavin now back into the corner, clearing the ball away for the side of Van Horn, but mid Buchanan still not giving up on this attack quite yet. Yimbo in the corner now, not going to be able to reconnect on the ground, as Huncho going to be the one to take that honors for the side of Van Horn. Gets past one, Yimbo back though. Huncho almost able to play past the second. Gavin now recollects. We'll see if he puts it in. A nice recovery by Tix there. Gavin off the wall. Yimbo blocks it. Huncho once again holding the ball in the mid Buchanan side of things. Going to go past to Yimbo again, but not going to be able to make it by. Yimbo clearing the ball on the goal line. Nice epic save there for him. Gavin once again trying to help push this tempo. Huncho, a nice shot, but a better save by Yimbo to get back in time. Now it's going to be Tix trying to get back, but Huncho got bumped by his teammate to get that extra speed, enabling them to safely guarantee that save, as the ball now bouncing in front of their side of things, as Gavin going to clear it away toward the mid Buchanan side once again, as it will now be a demo by Huncho. A little bit of an opportunity here for the side of mid Buchanan, but the respawn for Huncho is going to be a bit favorable here, as now Tix, it's a nice bump, but should be back in time to block the pinch there between the two players. But it's a nice shot by Gavin, and it's just a little bit too off tempo for the defense to get there. Yimbo had the chance to block it away, but unfortunately ended up flipping in front of the ball, as not able to get the connection there. Unfortunate on that front. 2-2 tie now, as Van Horn have clawed things back to an even scale over the last minute and a half. 40 seconds to go. Both teams, again, Van Horn would love to move themselves to match point with a victory here. Gavin going to try and get them the lead, but it's blocked away by Yimbo. Can't quite get that flip reset. Yimbo now a chance 1v1 on Huncho. The shadow comes out. It's a good block there, as now it's going to be Yimbo once again. Actually has the ball still, as Huncho pushes on toward a demo, but Yimbo backs away for a moment, is able to recollect the ball, but now has the chance for a flick, gets denied. 2v1 opportunity from Van Horn. Takes the aggressive play, which will stall for Yimbo. A nice shot there by Huncho, but not able to connect in, as it will be controlled for the moment by Yimbo. Pass by Gavin. 3 seconds left, as we'll see one final play. The timer stops at the ground hit as we move to golden goal overtime. Van Horn move to series point if they get this goal. Mid Buchanan tie things up at 1 apiece if they get it. Yimbo going to clear the ball over to the Van Horn side. Huncho going to collect. Doesn't have much of boost at the moment, as he's going to go off the wall with the 40 he had left, and now looking for a play. It'll be Yimbo trying to put the ball back toward the Van Horn corner, but it's going to be Gavin on the side. But a nice double from Yimbo, and it'll be the 3rd goal there in overtime. 15 seconds in, Yimbo chips it up, recontrols controls his boost, finds the backboard double. A beautiful shot there by the mid Buchanan attacker, and that's going to even the series up 1 apiece for both sides now. Saw a 3-0 sweep on the opposite side of the bracket, but mid Buchanan, despite having the lead, conceded enough to go to overtime, but immediately strike back. 3-2 win for them as they bring things right on into game 3 at an even stake.
Notices that the second game is a little out of his a little out of the position. Far side. We are really
As wow, game number 3 gets underway, and Yimbo, right on the kickoff, is going to be able to make the play. Both sides follow up, but Tix clashes in the midfield, and Yimbo gets to the ball first. A nice classic kickoff, as it'll be a 2-second goal for the side of mid Buchanan. Already getting things back underway, looking for the same set play, but neither team able to find it. Huncho now looking to re-equal the score, able to go for the bump, and while he doesn't get it, Huncho, the second they concede these goals, immediately looking for opportunities to get back, gets it off the wall, gets the second touch, looks for the demo, but Tix just can't get around him. And 9 seconds in, we're at a 1-1 tie here. As very, very quick scoring by both sides in this one. Tick's going to collect the ball now. Deep play through the Van Horn corner. Passes right over toward the middle. Might have even gone in, but Huncho off the corner going to collect it. Gavin has tempo. Might actually have another play, and instead of playing the ball, he's going to play the man. Ends up not being on alignment to make it in, but not an awful decision by Gavin. Huncho now a chance, but Yimbo back to clear it in time. As 30 seconds have now passed in the match. Of course, 10 of them saw scores very frequently, but now back into open play. It'll be Huncho trying to pass over to Gavin. Gavin being contested by Yimbo on the ground. Not going to go for anything very aggressive there, as it'll be Tix and Gavin flashing for the ball once again. Yimbo going to take the ball up the wall now. So we'll see if he can find anything off the ceiling, as it was able to get a reset or still had his jump. As Yimbo is going to demo Gavin, but Huncho in possession of the ball, going to go for his own flip reset. Couldn't get the jump if he got the reset. As it will see Gavin collect the ball here. He's going to get contested by Yimbo, puts it in the air, tanks the demo, but keeps Van Horn safe for another moment. Huncho is going to get a nice clear. Yimbo definitely back in time to send it away. And now it'll be Yimbo putting it over, and it's a nice shot by Yimbo. Out-tempos both Van Horn defenders, as we'll see him on this sidewall, puts it up, gets over Huncho, gets the ball over the side of Gavin, and it's a nice play there by mid Buchanan to once again regain the lead here. As on the kickoff, it's a high ball toward the Van Horn wall, aimed toward the net, but not going to be able to make it far enough to be any type of threat to them. Now it's just clear out by the Gavin side for Van Horn. As we'll see it Tix maybe looking for a shot angle, as it is going to go toward the far post, but ends up being deflected away. Gavin and Huncho now on the counter attack, looking to try and make a play, but Huncho, minimal boost to work with, tries to go for a fake as he will have to smash into the ball with his one flip to get any speed on it. Gavin a shot toward the net, blocked away by Tix, as again it'll be a clear out now. Chance for Huncho. The ball's going to drop straight down, but Yimbo going to be the man back to block it. Gavin now going to put the ball into the backboard. Tries to go for a bump. Huncho there. Yimbo blocks. As once again, a shot and a block. As we'll see the counterattack from mid Buchanan. Yimbo going to play the ball off the ground. Ticks in the midfield to try and keep control of it. We'll see him bring it toward the net, but ends up going high off the backboard. Huncho's the one there to grab it. As Huncho once again going to get a pass over to Gavin, and while the defense, Tix is on the way, went for the boost on the back post. It ends up just being a little bit too slow. Huncho plays it off the corner, doesn't go for the shot, just a nice quick tempo pass, and Gavin going to be there before the defender. 2.5 minutes to go, just about halfway through the game, and we have a 2-2 even stand at the moment. As definitely a pretty high-scoring game, potentially underway, as we're a set pace for a 4-4 game going to overtime, but we'll see if either team can break the average of the first half, as it will now be a nice play there by Yimbo. Unfortunately, the ball not aligned to go in. Huncho now going to look for potentially a similar play. He has the ball off of it, not going to get it. Oh, no, he does get the reset. I thought he just missed one of the wheels, but no, it's a beautiful shot by Huncho. Brings it up in the air, gets his flip reset off the ball, gets it right on over the defender, and that is practically unsavable. Nice there by Huncho. Got the reset, got over the defense. There's nothing for the side of mid Buchanan to do at that point. As it will see the pickoff once again. Van Horn now in the lead. It's going to be a shot over to the far post, but without much speed. Yimbo going to make it back to clear in time. Yimbo now trying to play the tempo play, but not going to be able to chase the ball too deep into the Van Horn side. As a large clear going to be re-grabbed by Yimbo. Huncho looks for an aggressive play, and he's going to find it as Gavin flies in to put it in before any defenders can make their way in. But it's a really nice catch there. Yimbo puts it down for a collection, but it'll be Huncho to fly in. Gavin arguably flew in to steal that, but regardless, defense on the way. So can't be too upset about it as Van Horn now lead by 2 here in game number 3 as Tixt on the kickoff. Will be back in time to block it as a tempo shot over to the Van Horn net. Should be blocked away with ease. Tixt not going to have the speed again for the second shot as Gavin now going to look to get over to Yimbo as now it's going to be him and Huncho trying to link up. But again, it's just a tempo shot by Huncho. And while they're continuing to look for plays, and if you leave them open, they're threatening, you can't forget about tending the goal. And Huncho able to continuously find those tiny gaps, ends up getting another one in there. That's his 3rd goal of the game, a hat trick for him on the match. As it'll be Van Horn scoring up now 5-2 lead for them, as once again they're looking to score for this 3rd win. Now Tixt is gonna have a nice chance there, just barely can't get the reconnect. Yimbo 77 boost to work with, but Gavin in the air blocking away from him. As Tixt and Gavin clash, the ball flies straight up. Yimbo going to be the one to collect. Able to get the ball past Huncho for the moment, but no boost to really make a good play with. Is able to get a nice fortunate bounce off the Huncho bump, but not going to be able to make any aggressive plays with it. Huncho now in the corner looking for something. 1 touch, 2 touch toward the net. Yimbo back in time. Huncho again looking for a nice flashy play off the wall, but not going to be enough. Gavin actually misses the touch there, but teammate Huncho back in time as Tick's going to win the challenge, able to favor towards him. Yimbo now going to catch that ball, gets his first touch, not going to go for a reset here, just tries to control it as it goes for the bump, not able to get it, but Tick's actually settles the ball really even here in the midfield as Gavin going to be the one to take the touch. Huncho now off the wall, 49 boost to work with, but can't get around it to play for a shot. Does get the next corner boost, is now going to have a chance here. Gavin going to play it out in front. Yimbo though going to go for the clear now. Tick's going to be the one to send it across the Van Horn corner. As 30 seconds left, Mid Buchanan need to get to the scoring soon. 10 seconds per goal at this point, as we'll see a chance coming out, but it'll be blocked away by Huncho, cleared away over Tixt. Is now a chance actually. Van Horn trying to make a play as Huncho going to be back to continue the defense as a nice touch by Yimbo, but as Yimbo gets a demo, it'll be a bit too little too late, even if they are able to get this, but Tixt just going to be blocked away by Gavin. A clear comes out. It's down by 3 with 4 seconds left to go. This game is in the books. We'll see if anything happens in the final second, but nothing ends up going in. Van Horn, it was 2-2 after the midpoint of the game, but some quick thinking from Huncho, able to get them the lead and lock away that game as Van Horn 5-2 victory there in game number 3. Series point for them now. Mid Buchanan have to win a pair of back-to-back games to get themselves that slot into the finals. Again, the winner moving on to face Sykeston for the first place here in Class 1. The opposite going to be fighting in that 3rd against DCTC.
This is just no respect, diving every single ball, 5 doing the same. This is the heck of the next ball player, heck of the road. We're just gonna play our game. You just so thin. Like, I guess it worked for him. But coming from the public side, you keep both anything that's been working for him. The game 3, it won't be interested to play the window. It's just 5-1 already. 2-3 doesn't play. Oh. That's awesome. Really, it's understand. It's absolutely go. Putting pressure on the opposing team, not letting them get the books.
Yeah, a slight technical problem there, but we got that solved out of the way as we move our way on into game number 4, as we're going to get things set up here as Van Horn already, once again, the ball over toward their side. Tixt is going to put a shot toward the net, but goes a bit wide, blocked by Gavin. Regardless, Huncho back post with boost, going to play some tempo here. They're going to move on forward. Yimbo 1v2 on the defense, but he will be able to get possession. Gets past 1 now. Going to potentially look for a counter. A nice pinch opportunity, and really, really nice quick thinking there by Yimbo. No man back. Doesn't need a perfect pinch. Just get it off the ground. Get it between the car. Get the speed toward the goal, and it's nice by Yimbo there. Able to get the pinch, fly the goal on in. And Mid Buchanan once again going to strike first here in game number 4. as we'll see if they're able to hold on or build that lead. Huncho going to keep the ball in the Van Horn corner. Yimbo going to clear it out. Gavin Reed puts it away from their side as Gavin now 86 boosts to work with. Tix is going to contest pretty early, so the ball is going to be blocked back toward the Van Horn side. Huncho, though, going to keep the attack going on. Tix not going to be stopped, though, as we'll see Gavin now on the ground. Yimbo just above with the ball. So he's going to grab it on the ground. Gavin, though, contesting again as Tick's going to ship it back out. It will be Huncho on the back side, able to control the ball. Passes up the wall to Gavin. Him and Huncho now looking for an aggressive play. It'll be Huncho gets the touch, but Yimbo gets the clear. As Huncho and Yimbo definitely playing very high tempo in this game, as Gavin and Tiggs continue to fill in the gaps on the rotation cycle. Gavin now going to put the ball low. Tiggs going to be the one to get it away as well. Now we'll see what Huncho can go for here. Might look for a dish off the back wall, and he finds it in. A really nice shot by Huncho there. Gets it up, brings it up the corner, sees it lining down, jumps off the wall, able to get the nice dish there. Very sharp angle, still able to find the line, as he's going to get that one in, evening it up 1-1 apiece with just under 4 minutes in the clock. As we'll see now, Huncho laying the ball over the net here. It'll be Yimbo repossessing it toward their side. As Huncho going to beat Tix to the ball now. We'll see if he has a chance here off the corner. And it's a beautiful angle again. Huncho on point this game, finding nice lines on harsh angles. As he sees it, gets it over Yimbo, and it is just a nice line into the goal. Huncho back-to-back shots, 2-1 lead for them, not only in the game, but represents their series score as well. As we'll see Huncho contest the ball in the air, chips it up toward Gavin. Yimbo going to contest as well, but Gavin is going to be able to win it. Goes off the ceiling, not able to get the retouch, but it will be an attack for the Van Horn team once again. Tick's going to go off the wall, contesting again. It'll be Yimbo on the ground to help cover the shot from Gavin on the way in. Actually, doesn't get a touch on it. Doesn't get a touch on either bounce, but Gavin ends up hitting both halves of the woodwork as both posts get a little bit of contact there. Then now the chip comes up. Gavin, a much-needed clearance to bail Huncho out now on the wall. He has a chance. He's going to get the flip over Tix, but Yimbo should be back with plenty of time to work with now. Gavin is going to get passed over by Yimbo. Now it's 1-on-1. Huncho blocks off the back wall. Now it will fly a little bit out from the back wall as Huncho demoing away the side of Tix. Now 2v1 here as Van Horn going to regroup back on the defensive side. Huncho off the wall. Plenty of boost to work with. Flips into it. Going to go for a reset. Does get the reset. Second flip. Goes for the double. Would have been a nice shot again by Huncho, but ends up passing it out. A nice shot by Gavin in the top corner, but does get blocked away by Yimbo. 15 boost for him to work with. Gets a clear over to Huncho in the mid. Yimbo once again back to block it. And Van Horn has been setting a pace of pure offense in these last games. Mid Buchanan relegated to pure D as Yimbo going to try and get back. We'll see if he can beat Gavin. He will be back in time, but Huncho an angle. And once again, not quite as harsh of an angle as his last two, but Huncho able to find the angle he needs to get it in, goes in the air, gets it past Yimbo, and he's just not able to get back in time. A 3-1 lead now for Van Horn, looking to make that the series score as a result of this game. As the kickoff's back toward the Van Horn corner, Huncho going to clear things out. As we'll see Yimbo recontrolling the ball. A nice pinch by them, but the ball's going to go way over the net. As Yimbo going to get high, not quite going to be able to set it low enough. Double attempt coming in, not quite going to make it there. As Gavin in the one-on-one trying to play a tempo, able to win the 50 against Tix, but Yimbo is going to be back in time to repossess this. Huncho contesting on the side, not quite going to have a chance at a shot yet. Huncho now repossessing it to try and pass the ball into the mid for Gavin, but it's him and Yimbo clashing as we'll see them turning once again. Huncho still in possession, just going to drive it across the field as we'll see Huncho what he wants to go for. It's a harsh turn now, going to go off the floor, tries to get the double on the low side of the backboard, but not quite able to get the angle he needs, just not enough distance on the double. As Gavin and Yimbo in the corner, Huncho going to join the fight to get possession, as we'll see Gavin once again backing up to recontest Hicks as the ball actually flies out of towards Van Horn's corner. As we'll see if they're able to contest onto the ball for the moment. Now it'll be Huncho possessing the ball, going to get past Tix for the moment, but not going to be that easy to break him loose, as it will be Tix able to get back and repossess. Gavin going to have a chip back up as he needs to clear this away, but should be able to get it. As 54 seconds left, Mid Buchanan need to get 2 goals in that timer while stopping Van Horn from getting any. As we'll see Huncho repossess once again off the back wall. Not going to have a chance for the double as Tick's going to clear the ball away, but it's not on target. Gavin will be back with ease to block it out as well. Tick's once again going to repossess off the wall. Huncho clearing across their goal box. As 30 seconds left, Mid Buchanan need to find some angles to score into. Yimbo now going to look for a potential play 2v1 on Gavin, but Gavin able to get up now. Tech's going to get back as well, but Gavin clearing away. Huncho with T-speed as well. Yimbo going to take a harsh turn, but Huncho's back, and he'll be able to block it out again. 15 seconds left. Mid Buchanan potentially going to be dropped to the consolation side as Van Horn looking to advance 3-1. Yimbo needs to get the goal in now. Mid Buchanan have one chance, but they can't get it. Huncho is there once again, as that will be match number 4 in the books, and a 3-1 victory in the semifinal for the Van Horn side, as they're able to take the semifinal 3-1 to them. As we're going to head things back to another break, and we'll be back with, I believe, the consolation side of DCTC versus Mid Buchanan up playing for the 3rd slot. as we make our way on into the consolation finals. Again, the winner of this best of 7 first to 4 will take the third place slot, as we'll see which side will come out on top. But to start, we got to get done with game 1. Mid Buchanan once again in the blue, DCTC over on the orange-red side for this series. Is already Yimbo back on the defense once again, as we'll see them look for a clear. Gonna try and hold possession of it. Now Tick's gonna be the one to clear it out for the side of Mid Buchanan. Another shot coming in from Demon, now trying to play the tempo, but Yimbo back on the defense once again, seeing if they can get the ball back over to the opposite side of the field. As DCTC once again looking to hold the ball across the field. We'll see now it'll be Demon on the backside. Not a great clear, but it will be enough time stalled for Egg to get over and get that ball out. As we'll see Yimbo once again now trying to play Shadow on a Demon, but it'll be Tick's a nice shot, finds the gap in the defense. It's going to be a nice play there by him to get a nice shot in on the DCTC net. Demon looked for the play, tried to stay with the ball, but ends up getting cut off. Tick's able to find the line, and a minute and 4 in. That's going to be the first goal over for their side as Mid Buchanan, that first step toward winning game number 1. As we'll see now, Yimbo back on the defense in possession of the ball, going to be contested by Demon, as it'll be Ticked up against Egg now, trying to clear the ball back on over to the DCTC side. Mid Buchanan, though, not going to get relieved quite yet, as Demon continuing to put the pressure on, as Yimbo now going to put a bit of a hit there. It'll be chipped over toward the side of the field, facing toward DCTC, but it'll be the side of DCTC now. It'll be Mid Buchanan clearing the ball away, as Egg going to look to re-chip it back into their zone. Yimbo going to hold the ball on the midline. Tick's now back up the side. We'll see if he'll take it off the wall. Indeed, he will. Bounces off the corner on the top, though, so not going to have the best line to play off of. Demon going to get a touch toward the net. Bumps Yimbo, but Yimbo able to get the touch onto the ball into the corner first, as we'll see Egg now look for a line as he tries to get it in, almost pulls it off, but gets blocked away by Tick's infield pass, and that's a nice play. Really, really nice link up there by DCTC to get their first of the game and series, as Yimbo played it out. Demon, a really nice infield pass across to Egg, slots it in between the defenders. As the first goal of the game, I'm going to go for DCTC's side now. 1-1 even with 3 minutes left on the game clock. We'll see Tick's putting a little bit of pressure on for the side of Mid Buchanan, as Demon actually ends up having it bounce. We'll see if Yimbo can get above Egg, but he ends up just shipping it back up into the air, as we'll see which way Demon wants to take with this. It is just going to go forward. Tick's going to beat him to that ball. Yimbo now going to be egged the ball. No boost left on him as he tries to get back up. Going to struggle a little bit, but Demon going to be back in time to get that clearance, as Ticked sends another high ball. Ends up being a shot, ends up the crossbar, as Yimbo going to go in. A nice line by him, gets past one over the other, as the hit by Ticked off the crossbar. Yimbo recovers around, gets the shot over. Egg just barely too low. Demon just barely outside. As we'll see a 2-1 lead now for Mid Buchanan, as they're going to look to cement this lead further, as we're just now past that halfway mark in the game. 2:30 left on the clock, as Tick's in the corner, going to put it back over toward the DCTC side. Almost finds it, but it ends up going outside the far post, as Yimbo now going to be the 180 boost on the wall here. We'll see what he can get done with it, as Tick's harassing the goalkeeper, but Egg will be able to recover in time. Now a hit toward Demon. Demon plays it toward the corner of Mid Buchanan, as we'll see which way they want to go with it. Now Yimbo has the ball, is going to be able to block the challenge from Egg, won't be able to catch up to Demon, but does get the demo. Tick's just going to play the ball over toward Yimbo. We'll see what they do with it. The respawn from Demon is going to allow him to contest, but another demo comes out. Egg going to be able to get the clear, as we'll see it. Yimbo just going to take it back to the defensive corner, not going to get too rushed to make any plays and end up making any mistakes. We'll see Yimbo now holding on, going to contest Egg. Will be able to go back to Tick's, though, as Egg actually re-challenges, gets both in favor, as we'll see Yimbo now getting it over Egg for the first time in a few tries, is now Demon 1v2 chip. Nice contest from him, able to get above the car into the ball. Now Demon going to try and keep it into the Mid Buchanan corner, but Tick's looking to send it across once again. Doesn't get the most power on it, not going to make its way past the defense, but still puts DCTC on their toes for the moment, as Egg to try and play it over to Demon. Can't find the shot. Tick's almost again broke that line past Demon. Yimbo now in the corner, going to play it high toward a Tick's, as we'll see if he can find it. Just barely can't play that tempo infield pass. Is now still a minute left in the game. 1-goal lead for Mid Buchanan, as they're looking to win the first game in this consolation final, as we'll see a Demon putting a shot toward the net, blocked away by both defenders of Mid Buchanan. 50 seconds left on the clock. Take's going to get blocked away by the side of Egg, but Yimbo back with a good hand of boost. Able to get past one. Demon on the mid line, going to hold it into the Mid Buchanan side, but Takes again going to be able to clear it back out toward the side of DCTC. As we'll see pressure toward the net. Demon clears. 35 seconds left for DCTC to get that much needed goal here in game one. Yimbo going to get the ball set up. Goes for a dish, blocked away by Demon. As it ticks now in the corner, re-clearing it toward the DCTC net. It is out front, cleared away by Egg. 20 seconds left, but Mid Buchanan, the ones attacking. As we'll see Egg get possession of the ball. Demon going to reset for some boost as well, but it is going to be a contest. 10 seconds left in the game now. The clock definitely starting to run out. Ticks holding the ball on the wall for the moment. Demon goes up, high contest, trying to get the play. Goes for the second, going to drop low, but Yimbo gets there for the touch. 3 seconds left. The ball touches the ground. The game is over. As a nice drop by Yimbo. Demon almost gets there. Tries to get the control, but just barely can't keep it up. Mid Buchanan going to win a very, very close game number one, putting themselves up now 1-0 in the series. Again, this is a best of 7. So we're going first to 4, as we'll see which side able to continue striking, as Mid Buchanan have definitely got a little bit close there at the end of the game, but still not able to, they're not able to get that goal in past the Mid Buchanan defense, as we'll make our way into game number 2 of the series. As we see our first kickoff of the game, it's going to fly right back onto Tix, who sends it back into DCTC territory. Egg will be the one back to block and hold on for the moment. Yimbo recontests forward, but is going to once again Demon on the recovery back post. Going to be able to clear that away. Tix sends it back toward the middle, as we'll see which side ends up with the ball here. It'll be Yimbo flying towards it for the Mid Buchanan side, but Demon going to beat him to it, so he backs away. As Demon does indeed send the ball across. It's going to be held off on the wall by Tix. Now it's going to be Egg looking for a line, but Yimbo there to stop it. Now going to recover with it, as Tix sends the ball on over toward the DCTC side. Going to get knocked into the air. It'll be Demon to clear the ball over. Yimbo catches toward the midline. Going to go up the wall. 70 boost to work with. Hits the ball into the ceiling, but Demon contests in the air. Tix goes for it. Ends up a little bit too low altitude-wise, so not able to get to it. Egg now looking on the play for Yimbo. It's a nice play by Egg. Gets the bump instead of the block. As it was a nice attempt by Yimbo, but ends up in contact with Egg instead of the ball, as it would have been saved, of course, but a nice aggressive play there by the offense, as DCTC going to take the lead here in game number 2. Of course, still only a minute in, plenty of time left for the Mid Buchanan squad to re-score that one. We'll see now Yimbo already almost striking back off the pinch against Demon. Now it'll be Tix looking for the play, 1v1 on Demon off the back wall. Yimbo not quite there to make the shot in the middle of the box, though. As we'll see the ball bouncing back once again. Going to go over to Demon. Tix, of course, back again to keep possession of it. Is going to try and get the ball past Egg. Ends up looking toward a bump, but Yimbo there in the area going for the double. Just barely can't drop the car enough to get there. Egg going to clear it back over to the Mid Buchanan side of things as Tix returns for a boost. Will it be able to turn on the ball now? Going to try and play it into Demon, but the shot going to go over a bit. Now Egg gets a hit. Now it's going to be a hard play. Demon puts it in the top corner. Almost impossible to get in time, as Tix tried to play the majority of the net, but a perfectly placed shot there by Demon will be enough to lock it away. A 2-0 lead now for DCTC, as they look to strike back and even the series at 1. Still 3.5 minutes left. As we'll see on the kickoff, Tix going to go in the air, is able to get it over the side of Egg, as we'll see how Demon wants to handle this. Just going to go for a high clear over to the Mid Buchanan side. Egg on the wall is able to catch it. Now it's a chance for Demon, but Tix just going to beat that tempo. Yimbo now on the wall, 30 boost to try and work with. Plays it to the corner, as he's going to see if he can simply outplay them on it. Will indeed. Not going to get the ball off the wall. Egg needed to get possession there, but bounced past him. Yimbo found the opportunity on the middle of the net, and while it bounced off of Demon's car, it just wasn't enough of an angle for them to get that save, as Mid Buchanan able to strike back here in the middle part of the second game of the series. As we'll see, the next kickoff is going to go over toward the side of Mid Buchanan's defense. Yimbo will be able to recover it now in the air. 55 boost to work with. No flip, though, so can't get that much distance on it. Demon going to recover at full boost here as Tix contests for the ball. flying on over to the opposite DCTC corner. It'll be Tix in the air again. Potential shot coming out is going to land on the ground. Demon able to control it pretty easily. Chips it way above Yimbo, who is able to fly up, recover it, gets a flip reset off it, so is able to take a double contest here. But for the moment, it's going to be Demon versus Tix. And while Demon gets the ball past him, Tix gets the bump, so not going to be able to play it any more aggressively. Yimbo tries to get it over Demon, but is able to get that tip. The ball in the middle of the field now is going to be Tix getting the tip over Egg, as again Yimbo going to put it back toward the middle of the field as Demon trying to get back in position to save it, and they will indeed. Egg actually tips it up. Maybe a bit of danger here depending on how Yimbo plays this. Is able to go for a nice place shot, but ends up being just wide, and no! Tix had the open net, but Yimbo's car ended up flying in, blocked his own teammate out of the shot. As we'll see Tix now recovering back on the midline. 2 minutes left for them to get this goal. Mid Buchanan now Yimbo going to get it over one. Egg back in time to block the other, though, as Tix going to turn around. Has no boost to work with, but is able to play the ball back into the top of the Mid Buchanan net over the crossbar. Yimbo gets past one. Demon going to contest him. Will get the ball back over Yimbo. Tix on the defensive rotate is going to be able to catch that and resend it back to the DCTC side, as Yimbo now holding on to the ball, going to look to get over one on the side of Demon. Is able to get it. Now Demon on the back chase. Yimbo going to go up into the air. Tries to go for it, and he does get the double. Nicely done by it's Yimbo. Grabs the boost, goes on up, gets the first hit, takes it to the post, and ends up just following the double right on in. A nice air dribble there to even the game. 90 seconds left to go, as we'll see which side ends up taking the next lead. Ball bouncing on over. Egg going to get the clear on over, but with Demon just being demoed, going to be a pretty hard one to play an attack on the fresh respawn. Demon is able to hold on to the ball for the moment as he recontests it to the middle, trying to demo Yimbo, but Yimbo ends up dodging the demo and gets the boost, as now we'll see a play over toward Tix from Egg, as he'll try and recontest indeed, as Yimbo now going to be the one with the ball on the defensive end. 1:05 left in the game. Yimbo goes for some trickery, but is going to get denied by the side of Egg. Demon up in the air now, going to try and play the ball on forward. It'll be Tix to hold on to it. Egg once again reaggressing toward the Mid Buchanan side. Yimbo gets a boost, looking to recover on over. He will be able to out-tempo Egg on one of the touches, as he will try and find a way to get the ball back toward the DCTC side, as Tix now playing very defensive, but a really nice changeup by Demon. Yimbo just barely going to be in time to save it. Went off the post, the shot there, as a good effort by Demon ends up just barely not being enough. Yimbo going to go for a pogo, just can't quite get it there, as we'll see Demon now recovering up in the air. It is going to get sent over Tix, but onto the crossbar, just over Yimbo as well, but the recovery from Egg is enough for them. 21 seconds left, and they grab the lead once again, as it went over Tix, and Yimbo tried to stay alive with it, but it bounced off the bar, rolled right back into Egg's lap, who kicked it on in. 21 seconds left. Mid Buchanan trying to get back into this one. Would love a kickoff goal or something of the sort. DCTC trying to grab their first win of the series to even things up at 1 apiece. Yimbo grabs the ball in front of his net. 15 seconds, goes into the air. 60 boost. Now going to go for the second touch. Third touch. Can't get it past Demon. A game-saving save there from Demon. Would have been potentially seeing overtime, but Tix not going to give up quite yet. Can't quite find the line. 2 seconds left. Yimbo in the corner. 80 boost. Has to get it past both defenders. Going to go for one. Tries to get under it. A nice defense there, but the ball still up for the moment. Yimbo going to get back to it. Going to be Tix sending it toward the midfield. Egg, though, lets the ball fly over him. And that will be game 2. DCTC are going to grab this one up off of a nice late minute goal, as it'll be the DCTC side able to grab game number 2 as we head into game number 3 at a reset.
We're going to see Splits back already. Very good. Very surprised to see fire. I got it.
As we prepare ourselves to head on into game number 3. Again, 1-1 apiece, so functionally we're starting a best of 5 from now, as DCTC regroup themselves after their victory, talk about what went right, what went wrong, as they ready themselves up for our 3rd game of the series. Again, from this point on, we're playing a best of 5 to determine the state consolation side winner, as the winner of this third in the standings, as we'll see now heading on into game number 3. Who can make that claim, as Yimbo already going to get pretty aggressive, going to put a shot toward the net. Demon in the way, though. Tix now trying to follow it up, but again, Demon in the way of the ball. Egg now going to try and get a ball, but Yimbo going to be there to block it in time. Demon on the defensive end is able to send it past Yimbo, who then gets it demoed by the man he just sent the ball by, as Egg actually ends up almost leading to a consolation. Yimbo took the ball, ended up adding more momentum, but we'll see Demon maybe looking for a double here. Does just barely get it. Able to get the double. Looked like it might have just barely been on the line for a clear, but nice by Demon. Got the first hit, repositioned, got the double off of the crossbar, and it just barely trickles in before Yimbo could go for any type of save. So 28 seconds in, it's a first early goal for DCTC once again, looking to strike off of the hot iron after game number 2 went in their favor, as Yimbo going to fly into the air, gets the ball, holding on to it for his second touch, as he is going to go ahead and send it off the right wall. Egg now going to rechip it back toward the mid-Buchanan side, as Tix going to send the ball over toward the left. We'll see Demon go for boost but get cut off. Egg now going to be in a 1v2 defensive stand, as Tix going to go for the ball, tries to get a bounce. He will get a little bit of a poke here, as Yimbo has a chance now. It's going to be a nice bump, but Demon on the back post, able to get back and recover in time. Yimbo trying to set Tix up, but Egg going to be there to break the play up, as Tix on the midline is going to be able to stop it for the moment. Now tries to get the ball, and he will get the ball past Demon. Tix again just finds that gap in the defense, gets between the players, and ends up getting that shot on target. Steals it from one, scores past the other. Demon got very close to being able to stop that, but a minute and 6 has gone by as we enter a stalemate once again. 1-1 now in the 1-1, as we'll see Yimbo play the ball into the DCTC corner off of the kickoff. Demon gets some boost, goes for the recover. Yimbo challenges pretty aggressively. Tix has a chance for a shot, but is going to be blocked out by Egg this time, as we'll see the ball bouncing high. Yimbo going to go for the high play. Demon, though, a good read on where the angle is, so able to get in the way of it, as we'll see another hit toward the side of the net, but Demon, again, going to be the one to help recover it as the ball bouncing around. Yimbo going to look for a tempo play up high off the backboard, going up. He isn't going to get that second touch, but the ball behind goes to Tix, who is going to get blocked out. Demon, a nice save there to hold the game at a draw for the moment. Yimbo goes for an aggressive play, ends up missing it, but flies into the corner in a very quick recovery. Made it practically no difference. Tix now taking it up the wall in the corner is going to be contested by Demon, who goes for a shot just barely outside. Good effort there by Demon, trying to play aggressively, look for those opportunities. Yimbo versus Demon now up in the air, going to go for the second, ends up taking it low, but Demon gets there just in time before the ball dropped out of his range. 2:55 on the clock. Egg tries to dribble it in, but is going to get contested. Got to make a play toward Tix now, but Yimbo beats Demon to the ball. Now Yimbo going to go for the chip on one, as we'll see if he can get it up. He does get it up. Tix now just needs to find the open slot, and he does indeed. Had a bit of an open space toward the right, but decides to play it to the left. Bounces over one. It's just over them. It bounces just outside of the reach of the man in the middle, as Egg and Demon both got inches from the ball, but a nice shot from Tix is going to re-secure the lead here from mid-Buchanan in game 3. As we'll see the ball reset now. Demon, Yimbo clashing on the left wall. Yimbo past one, Yimbo past two. We'll see if Egg can get to it. He cannot. A nice play there. Yimbo again holding on to that tempo. Gets the ball, pushes it over, grabs some time, gets it over Demon, gets it over Egg, and they just can't get back in time. 3-1 lead for mid-Buchanan, now entering the midpoint of the game, just a few seconds away, as some back-to-back goals there by mid-Buchanan bring it from a trail to a tie, and now leading by 2, as we'll see if Yimbo can get it past Demon, looking to go for another one, flicks and gets blocked out. Demon finally able to get his number on that one, as we'll see a block come out again, as Yimbo going to play a high ball. A lot of boost left on him. 30 is going to get that flip reset. Now going to go for the musty. Gets it in. Really nice by Yimbo. Flip reset into the musty flick. Gets it right on over the defense. Nice bit of flair from him there, as Demon ends up going just a bit too low, as it will be another one on the chart for Yimbo. Again, just playing full aggressive, going for some of the flashy plays, practical when it needs to be, but is able to get that one. Now Tix going to recover the ball. Again, a 4-1 lead for them, as we'll see Tix bouncing up into the air now, as it will be grabbed by Egg. Demon going to be the one to try and play it for tempo, but Yimbo ends up going high again. If he can get the angle, it's another one, and indeed it is. Yimbo finds the gap once again, capitalizes off the small mistake from Demon, as it'll be another one in there for Yimbo. That's his third of the game now. Definitely pushing the tempo here. 5-1 lead with 2 minutes left, as Mid Buchanan going to look to secure as much of a lead as they can, as efficiently as able, as Yimbo now once again on the ball in their defensive corner. Going to go past one. Egg is able to get there in time to deflect the ball. 20-some boost left on Yimbo to try and play it, but Tick's going to fly in this time. Demon will be the one to collect the ball on their backboard. Is going to fly on over. Yimbo, though, in the area. That's an interesting pinch off the ground, flying across the field. Egg not quite going to get demoed, able to slow down just enough to not get caught, as Yimbo plays it back onto Tix. Now he's going to fly on up, him and Demon contesting, but the favor is toward that of Yimbo once again, able to put it toward the DCTC net, as Egg trying to get past one. He does get past Yimbo again here, but Yimbo able to wrap back around and get back in time to put a stop to things, as Demon taking a high play, gets past one, gets past two, and it's a nice dribble there from the DCTC attack, as Demon takes some boost, gets a nice air dribble, able to get over Tix, get over Yimbo, and get the ball right on in. 5-2 lead now for Mid Buchanan. Still a bit of time to get back into it. 25-ish seconds per goal on average needed for the side of DCTC to get back into it. As again, we'll see who can take this game. Now, it is a nice tempo again, as a nice pass from Egg is going to be on over to Demon. It's now 5-3. A miss there in the corner by Tix. Egg puts it off the back wall. Demon puts it into the top of the net. And now it's only a two-goal lead for the side of Mid Buchanan. As we'll see the ball now, Yimbo going to go for the tempo shot, and wow, that is a nice angle off the tip of his car. Off of the kickoff, he's going to find another one here. Sees the angle for Egg, just barely not going to be able to get up. It's a nice hit there by Yimbo, and he will once again score another nice and quick tempo goal. A 6-3 lead for Mid Buchanan now in game 3 here. As again, still going to be a bit of a harsh timer for DCTC to score 3 goals. A minute left on the clock, as Yimbo going to drag the ball across the midline in the air. Egg going to try and get back to help contest Demon, though. It's going to be the one-on-one, and he wins the 50. Yimbo unstoppable this game, as he drags it wall to wall from his own defensive backboard, gets the reset into the 50-50, and Demon just doesn't have the force to stop the ball. 7-3 now is Mid Buchanan lead by 4 in the final 50 seconds. Yimbo plays it to the opposite corner on the kickoff, tries to go for another, but not going to find that angle today, as we'll see if he can get back to it. He will be able to beat Demon to the contest, as DCTC just being shut down by Yimbo here. The offense non-stopping. Egg tries to make the play, can't connect with the ball in the air. Now Yimbo playing it back over into their aggressive corner. Demon going to hold it on down. Takes plays of the ball on an infield pass, but it ends up being caught by Egg. As Yimbo now going to grab the ball, holds Demon to an even 50. 18 seconds left, and with the lead of 4, game 3 practically in the books here. We'll see it takes to hold the ball, ends up going toward the DCTC corner. 8 seconds left. That'll be game number 3 in the books, as Yimbo puts another one toward the net, but just carries it on over to the corner. The final second, Tix will hit the ball over. Egg now going to put a high chip up. Yimbo once again going to recontest, as Demon puts it back into the corner. Long and 0 second. Egg goes for it. It's a nice flashy play. Gets it on the upside down aerial, but at the end of the day, it's just a bit of a not super meaningful goal. Obviously nice for them, get a little bit of tempo going back into game 4, but for the sake of game 3, not going to mean much to the result. Changes from 7-3 to 7-4, as Mid Buchanan going to push themselves up now 2-1 here in the series, as they will continue their campaign on toward this 3rd place plaque, as DCTC still able to get some nice goals in this game, but Yimbo able to consistently find play after play. Had an absolute star performance there for the Mid Buchanan side, as again 922 score there. Demon still very, very solid performance in that one as well, but won't be enough in that one, as Mid Buchanan 7-4 lead there pushes them up 2-1 in the series. Again, BO7 first to 4, so Mid Buchanan potentially 2 games away from their 3rd place as we'll see how they make do in game number 4. DCTC, of course, would love to strike back, as we'll see Yimba recovering back onto the corner and now going to grab the ball up. Demon on the ceiling is going to try and play a quick contest, but Yimba re-grabs it now. Pinch onto the ground. Egg is in there, time to contest, as the nice redirect there, but Tix on the goal line is able to save it back once again, as Demon going to play it on in. Egg going to be the one to block it as Tix is going to get the demo onto Demon. Is now Tix in the corner, going to try and play it on over. The bump comes out though, is now Demon going to be the one in possession. Hits it forward into Yimbo. Yimbo now going to try and get around. Does get around Egg, but doesn't really have an angle to make any stellar performance here, as Egg going to carry the ball over. Does get over Tix. No boost left to work with. Yimbo going to cut the line off. Demon now is not going to get the redirect off of the wall. And again, Yimbo capitalizes on the slightest mistake and is able to put it on into the back of the net. A lot of tempo. Gets the line, and Demon just not able to get the ball in its path. Able to get that one in. 40 seconds in, it's a lead again for the Mid-Buchanan squad. As we'll see it here, how it goes now in the second play of the game, as Yimbo going to go for a high play. Demon is going to get demoed on his defense. Tix now going to try and play a shot off the high crossbar. Demon, though, going to be the closest player off his respawn. Actually puts a shot on net, but not enough tempo to get around Yimbo, as he will play it once again. It's going to go over Egg. It was a bit touched by him, as we'll see Yimbo trying to play it down. Ball ends up flying straight toward Tix. Eggs, though, a good job getting in front of it, as now the demo comes out. Tix arguably saved a goal there. Stopped just a pure push here, as Yimbo looking to try and make the same play, but realizes doesn't quite have the speed, so got to abandon on the straight to goal angle. Tix now going to bump the ball on out, as we'll see it. Demon once again hitting it over Yimbo. Now going to try and play it in front of Tix, and he does indeed. Makes him think he's going to go right, ends up cutting hard to left, and Demon gets that one in. 3 minutes 35 left in the match. 1-1 tie now, as Demon able to get his first of the game in favor of DCTC. As we'll see Egg and Tix in the corner battling for possession, as Demon and Yimbo moving back over to the new location. Yimbo is going to get the redirect off the wall into their own defensive corner, as he's going to look to make it again. He will indeed play it back toward the DCTC side. Egg in the corner to try and hold onto it. Tix and Demon. It'll be Demon with the tempo, as Tix is going to get up the wall in time to get a contest. Yimbo now 1v1, puts a shot high. Egg can't get the redirect as he needs it. Gets a touch on it, but it ends up going off the bar and in, as by own goal. Yimbo going to get that one once again. Egg just can't get in the way of it completely. Ends up redirecting it right on in to the top of the goal. It's 2-1 lead now for Mid-Buchanan here in game 3. Or game 4, apologies. As we see Mid-Buchanan side put a bit of pressure here in the early play. Demon going to be able to clear it out now. Egg in the corner, going to try and block on Yimbo. Ends up getting the recovery. Has to play it high. Demon, though, not going to get to the ball. Tix finds the open and net, drives it on in, and it's a 3-1 lead with 3 on the clock. As Yimbo, again, put it high. Demon just couldn't get to the ball. Tix capitalized on the smallest of mistakes. And that's what Mid-Buchanan have been really, really consistent at in this series. Anytime a mistake comes out from the DCTC, they're able to capitalize it and lead it to a goal. There haven't been that many large ones, but every time they make one, they are able to capitalize on the play. As we'll see Demon try and pressure Tix in the net, but not going to be able to find the bump, as Yimbo now 80 boost up the wall, going to go for it, tries to find the hit, going to look for a reset, does get the reset, but not going to have a harsh or sharp enough angle to get that redirect as he needs it to be. Tix going to force a redirect off the back wall. Is going to get a nice bounce out. Yimbo going to get one. Demon should be there in time. Indeed, he will. Plays it back out to the defensive corner as the chip comes out high, as Yimbo going to be in the midfield to block it. It's in favor 2v0 for the Mid-Buchanan side, but not going to have the full tempo they need. But a nice shot from Tix, going to get it in regardless, as he's able to find it off on a harsher angle from the right side. It gets it up into the air, and they just can't quite get up in time. Put a bit of effort in. Demon got very close to it, but 4-1 lead now for the Mid-Buchanan side with 2:11 on the clock. As we'll see the ball flying on over to the DCTC side, and Yimbo not letting off the accelerator, going to fly it in once again. The ball is just left open, not going to get blocked away in the time it needs to. Yimbo finds the shot, finds the angle, and it's once again a good work by him for the Mid Buchanan squad. Able to get the lead now, pressured to 5-1 with 2 minutes on the clock. As again, Mid Buchanan, they're playing for 2 wins at this point, and that would include this game, as Yimbo going to play it off their backboard. We'll see which way they want to go with it, as it will be Tix getting the ball back in the corner, as it will be Egg trying to play it on over toward Demon, but Yimbo going to be there at the ball as well, so not going to be free for them. Yimbo actually going to be the first of the re-challenge as well, as we'll see if Demon can get it over Tix. It's going to be redirected enough to be way above the goal. Yimbo plays it tempo now. He's going to be able to recollect the ball off of the Egg now. No boost to work with. Surely can't get it by. Indeed, Demon will block that one out, as Tix going to play it off of the wall. Going to look for the redirect. Gets a double. Gets it in. Nice there by Tix. They just can't get back to it. They're in their net, but they just can't line the angle. Tix gets the hit, gets the double off the backboard, and that'll be enough for them to slot another one in this game. 6-1 lead now for Mid Buchanan, as we'll see which way they want to play with it. As 90 seconds left in the game, a lead of 5 here, as we'll see if they send to the full offense, put as much pressure into game number 5 as they can, or if they just want to hold on to their lead and end this match out. Yimbo is going to go on in, not going to get it, it's going to be blocked away, bumps coming out, Demon getting pressured, Egg going to be the one to get the save there. Of course, not a very quick shot toward their net. Demon and Yimbo clash toward the midfield, a minute left for 5 goals. Again, harsh timers, a clear out by Tix. Tix should have the angle here. Doesn't actually get the height on his car. Unfortunate for him, as put a little bit of flair into it and ended up being just a bit shy, as we'll see Egg trying to dribble on by. Tix going to be there to contest his Demon, forced to rotate back, going for some boost pads if he can, as Tix going to try and play it off the wall, ends up losing possession, but the tap back on out to Yimbo. Yimbo plays it off the backboard. Tix not quite there for the repossession, as it will go over to Demon. 30 seconds left as Mid Buchanan look to lock in their 3rd win of the series here in game 4. Yimbo plays it off the corner, tries to repossess, but Demon going to be the one to send it across. 20 seconds on the clock. Tix blocks the shot. Egg going to put another one in, and it will go in again. 16 seconds left. They need realistically 4 kickoff goals. They have to score every 4 seconds, so definitely not the most realistic goal, but we'll see what they can get done on it. Again, going to be very, very, very improbable, but we'll see how it goes. 16 seconds on the clock to score 4 here for DCTC. The ball flies on high. Yimbo clears it over, as well it shouldn't be in just quite yet. At least Yimbo going to go for the angle, and he will indeed put it in. Egg doesn't have the best opportunity to get a good clear, so Yimbo recovers, gets the touch, and now a lead of 5 with 9 seconds. Game number 4 should surely be in the books here, as Mid Buchanan aren't going to hold on. We'll see how the final moments of the game go, as the kickoff flies over to the DCTC corner. Demon going to play it up, as he's going to play it on over past the midfield line. Yimbo going to look for a play, passes it over to Tix. Tix redirects it to the corner, and that'll be the game over to Mid Buchanan, as they lead the series 3-1. Series point for them as they look to climb toward their title, as we'll get things ready for game number 5. Mid Buchanan a single match away. As we get game number 5 on the way. We'll see how it goes. Mid Buchanan series point here. DCTC needs 3 straight wins here over the next 3 games to win this out. Gonna clear it on over. Demon a redirection. Not gonna be able to get it on target. Takes it out of the corner now, trying to contest, but Demon gets a nice early goal. 14 seconds in here for the front of DCTC. As again, Demon, nice shot there, able to get that angle in. Goes over Yimbo, can't quite get off the wall and get in the way in time. As an early lead now for DCTC, as we'll see if they're able to hold on to that favor for the remainder of the game, or potentially the series, as Egg gonna put a shot on net. Yimbo, enough boost to clear it back over the top, as Demon gonna try and repossess things, but ends up just having to get a touch on it. Yimbo now in possession on minimal boost. It's just gonna go for the touches, as ball flies back over to the mid Buchanan side, cleared away by Tix. Egg now with the ball, going to be hit out by Yimbo, very over the net though, as we'll see exactly how everything ends up falling. Yimbo going to go for a high contest on Demon. Tix now forced to back away. Egg potentially has a shot here, but ends up flipping around it. Demon now going to look for it, but Yimbo able to back away, reads the play, and turns it around. 41 boost here off of the wall. Sees if he can. He's going to get the reset now. Second touch off the crossbar. Egg, though, on the ground there to possess it. Takes just waiting on the midline, letting his Yimbo go for any aggressive plays he can. Big shot there, but Demon blocks it. As Tix, again, filling those spots in the rotation, playing to Yimbo's pace incredibly well, letting him go for the solo plays. We've seen they will eventually continue to go in over time, so definitely a stable concept from mid Buchanan. 3-1 now in the consolation finals, as we'll see if that playstyle can get them that final match they need. As Tix comes out, demos Demon now going to get the boost, leave the ball for Yimbo, as we'll see what he can do with it. 1v2, going to get the ball on top of his car. He's going to get blocked away by Egg, but Tix on the cover, finds that gap once again in the rotation, finds his slot, and finds it in the net as well. As Yimbo gets a block there by Egg, Tix right there to follow it up. Demon just can't get in the way in time, and with 3:18 on the clock, it is tied right up here. As we'll see now the third kickoff of the game. Yimbo going to be the one in possession of it. Now Egg going to be there to block it away. Tix should get to the ball first. A big re-clear back over to the DCTC half of the field. Demon now in possession is going to try and get it over. Tix does get it past one, but Yimbo should be there to catch it back off of the corner. Demon now going to try and catch back up to it. Second touch by Yimbo. Plays it very aggressively off their corner. It will be a save by Egg. A demo though, as Demon is able to get the epic save. Actually going to go right on over to Egg on the respawn. Got a little boost as well, so we'll see what they can get done with it, but Tix going to get a nice read on the air dribble. As Demon now is going to go for a play. Yimbo going to be the one to get in the way on the ground. Demon a block onto him, but Egg has no way to get the angle there on the net. Yimbo 40 boost, now the ball over toward the side. We'll see what he goes for. Ends up going for a fake flick or a missed flick, as we'll see now it's a high hit. It will bounce down to the net, but Yimbo, once again, he's here, he's there, gets in the way of it. Now it's a chip coming out. Demon, unfortunate bounce off the post, can't quite catch the ball, as he's going to turn around with it. Going to leave the ball over to Egg now, as the ball bounces high out of the DCTC corner. Tix goes for the play, ends up missing by just an inch, as ends up playing it back to their defensive corner. 2 minutes left on the match, as we see an even draw still. Yimbo in a 1v1v. Egg ends up trying to go under, but Egg, a good play on the defense, as Tix is going to get the demo, but he was able to save the goal, as we'll see how they want to try and play this. Egg, Demon, both on the defensive rotations now. Egg going to take it first. Tix going to try and recontest, but Egg actually gets past both. Yimbo should be back in time. Goes for the bump, just barely not going to get it. Demon now out of the corner, going to try and play it over to Egg, and he will indeed. Good attempt there by the mid Buchanan defense. Got in the way, but is going to be able to find the slot, forces the ball in, as just over 90 seconds left on the clock. Mid Buchanan, ball out of the lead is DCTC, looking to keep themselves alive here in the competition. As now it's going to be a chance here. Yimbo going to come out, and again, it's the tempo from Yimbo. The second he gets scored on, doesn't let it go unanswered. Gets the kickoff, gets a little bit of boost, finds the angle, and it is a really nice touch there. Evens the game up with only 3 seconds of clock burnt there, as we head into the final 90 seconds at a 2-2 draw. As we will see a nice tempo again. Yimbo not able to find the goal though. Demon going to be back in time to block it, as Demon and Yimbo clash once again in front of the mid Buchanan net. Yimbo going to try and get the ball over Egg. Egg there in time to get the block. Demon now going to drag it across, going to go over the right wall. Wants this right mid boost, but might get beaten to the ball by Tix. He has to take a different line to block on that challenge, as Demon now once again trying to repossess. It'll be left to Egg and Tix to fight out for it. As we'll see it, Yimbo, the one repossessing. Demon going to get there in the way. A chance here potentially, but a deep clear by Tix. Now, a minute left in the match, even on this board at the moment. Chipped on over, but it won't be even for long, as Tix passes it on in. And again, Egg and Demon just can't get the connection in time. Yimbo slams it back into the net, as cutting off that line. Demon, again, just a little bit too on the outs or on the inside for Yimbo to hit his car. Gets it right on by, and it's a lead in the final 55 25 seconds as Mid Buchanan potentially less than a minute away from securing their third place finish here at the MOSEF Fall Brawl, as we'll see it. Tix gets another one. Tempo coming out from Mid Buchanan. They can feel it on the way as the tempo challenge from Yimbo and Tix allows them to get that turn, get the chip on over the side of Egg and Demon, and 47 seconds left to claw back a 2-goal lead. DCTC definitely reaching potentially their final moments if they can't get some goals going quick. Yimbo in possession of the ball now, chips it up high. Egg going to be the one on the ground to contest. It goes over him, but Demon is there. Demon has a chance now, but it is going to be blocked out by Tix once again. Egg now on the side left wall, trying to bring it up. 34 boost to work with, going to jump off, passes over to Demon, but it's a bit too harsh. Yimbo going to be there in the way to block it out as he chips it on over toward the DCTC net. 25 seconds to go. Tix going to catch it in the midfield, a shot toward net. Egg blocks it away. Yimbo catches it with another shot. Now it'll be Demon on the defensive. Now it's going to be another pass over to Yimbo now toward Tix, as it will go in. Yimbo from the right corner passes it across the net. Tix picks it up. 15 seconds, a lead of 3 as DCTC need perfect kickoff goals back-to-back here to save it. Mid Buchanan potentially simply going to look to park the bus and lock in their finish, as we'll see it now. The first bounce off of the wall. Yimbo going to play it on over toward the net. Egg is going to get the deflection, but 7 seconds left for 3 goals. Egg is going to be able to stop them from conceding another. But your MOSEF Fall Brawl third place champions almost conceding. Yimbo once again blocks another in the final moments of the game. Egg plays it high. Yimbo going to go up, and Demon contests, but it's knocked just outside. And in 4-1 fashion, Mid Buchanan are going to take that third place slot, as we're going to ship things back on over to another break. And we will be back in just a bit with the Fall Brawl Championship in Class 1 Rocket League. Alrighty, we are back once again here in the MOSEF Class 1 Fall Brawl Rocket League Championship. After two semifinals, a nice consolation set, we are here, our grand finals versus our two champion semifinals teams, Sykeston playing in blue, Van Horn playing in orange, and Huncho already almost starting off strong. He'll be backed up by Gavin Huncho, and already a shot in. 10 seconds in, Van Horn strike first, and they're going to take the first goal of this, again, best of 7, first to 4, with the winner taking home the pseudo gold medal, the top prize here in the Class 1 matches. As we'll see the second kickoff now, already 10 seconds in, a goal coming out already from the side of Van Horn. We'll see how Sykeston get back into it. Again, Sykeston did win their series 4-0 fashion as opposed to the Van Horn 4-1 fashion. As we'll see how these teams pace themselves out. Huncho with the ball once again, going to try and get the bounce off the ground. It'll be caught by Arctics for the moment. Now it'll be Gavin contesting him in front of the blue net, as we'll see it. Able to fake one, demo comes out, and it's really nice patience there by Van Horn. Fantastic trigger discipline from Gavin. Has the ball, holds it, lets his teammate come in, bump one, demo the other, and then drives it on in. 34 seconds in, and Van Horn find themselves up 2 already here in game number 1. As we'll see Arctic sending the ball across. Huncho going to grab it, going up the wall, carries it on across, drops the ball back down to Gavin. A nice infield passing chain. Huncho going to back across the field for some more boost. Slendy able to break up the play. Saw him score quite a lot in that first BO5. We'll see how he can do now against Van Horn. As for the moment, Arctic's going to return things around back to the Van Horn net, and it's going to be a goal in off the ceiling. Arctic's not going to sit quiet and take these goals. He's going to go up the wall, nice off the ceiling, get the flip, and get it on and in. Nice shot past the Van Horn defenders. Huncho and Gavin just not able to get back in time. As we see now going in, 4th kickoff of the game, not even a minute in, as Gavin going to take the ball up the wall, is able to get the boost at least. Arctic's now going to try and clear it on inward, but Huncho behind, able to put the ball back toward the Sykeston side. As we'll see it, Gavin going to send it back up the wall. Now going to chip it on in toward the middle of the field. Slendy going to be the one to clear it away for the side of Sykeston. As Arctic's now a deep shot. It's going to go in off the long shot. Well played there. As Arctic's once again finds the accuracy on the net and not going to have a chance to be blocked. Arctic's sends it deep long. Gavin just not the pace to get back to it. As 3:42 on the clock, 22 seconds since our last goal. It'll be evened up at 2 apiece. Already active shooting here in game 1. As Slendy going to get the boost as he puts the ball past Gavin. Is able to get the ball turned around for a bit there. As Slendy going to repossess it back across the side. Huncho, a good contest in the air. Able to put the ball back over toward the Sykeston net. As for the moment, it'll be Slendy in the air. His teammate Arctic's back on the ground to try and take it over the net. His teammate Arctic's going to clear it away. As Huncho looking to turn the tempo around, going to pass it over to Gavin, get some boost, ends up taking it up the wall himself, clearing across, is going to get the ball up, but Arctic has a touch on it as well. Slendy going to make the play, but it ends up being missed. Gavin has a nice chance now to start a 2v1, plays a high ball. Huncho going to play off of the back wall, can't get around for the reset in time, as now it'll be Arctic against Gavin. Slendy on the way as well, but Gavin cuts the line early. It'll be a chance now for Slendy if he can get the angle, gets it dropped, but can't quite get around Huncho and get it in the net. As we approach the middle of our game, 15 seconds till that point. Still a 2-2 even draw. A little bit less active scoring in the past minute or so. Huncho going to demo Arctics now. Gavin, a potential chance to make a play. 40-some boost. Is just going to go for a very high lob shot. Arctics going to clear it away above the crossbar. As Slendy now a chance, 1v2, going to try and go over Huncho, goes for the bump, is able to get it, but Gavin gets back in time. As a really good dual play there by the defenders. They know what's coming. They're able to save it away, as we'll see Gavin play it off of the wall now. Huncho going to look to play it on top as well. Over the crossbar, it'll be Arctic's there to clear for the moment. As the ball drops back down, Gavin in the area, but can't quite get the ball cleared away in time. Huncho in the midfield, going to look to try and hold it down Slendy as the ball goes into the Van Horn corner. Huncho now clearing back across the midline, looking to carry it a little bit further. Huncho maybe going to go for a flip here. Does indeed get the flip, but he can't get it. Good by Arctic's top corner of the goal, able to clear it back away. As we'll see it now, hit comes out, attempted by Huncho, but it'll be blocked away by Slendy in the corner. Once again, now taking it off of the ceiling. Now is going to try and play it toward the net. Arctic's going up, is going to get the demo on one, but Huncho, once again, the dual save coming out there, able to back each other up when the other is taken down. Now for the side of Van Horn on the offense, it's going to be Huncho playing a high shot. It's going to go high. Ends up going off the post. Neither player able to touch it. Gavin ends up missing on the rebounds as well. As we'll see Huncho challenge one. Second challenge able to get past him as now Gavin turns things back around. Boost comes back up, but nice shot by Huncho. Should be in. Indeed it is. As 3-2 lead in favor of the Van Horn squad now with 80 seconds left in the match. Gavin chips it around Huncho. Wide angle. Ends up taking the turn when he needs. Gets it in without much problem. Not the fastest in the world, but again, gets it on target, and that's where most of the goals have come from this game so far. Finding a gap in the defense, taking a shot as Gavin gets it set up for Huncho, who once again finds a fantastic angle to get it back in on the net. The ball goes in off the corner. Huncho finds it, gets around it, nice spin of the car, and gets that Fennec to whip the ball right back in. 4-2 lead now for Van Horn with 1:14 on the clock. 74 seconds to go. As we'll see how this next one goes. The 7th play of the game now. Gavin going to put a nice spin shot toward Arctics, but on the floor, able to contest and hold it. Now clearing it out. Slendy going to catch the infield pass. It will be Huncho taking it up the back wall now. Going to look to get it out. 40 boost left. He's just going to go for the one more touch. Recovers back down as Slendy going to clear it over. Double touch up onto the top wall. Trying to set a chip for Arctics, but Gavin going to be the one to make his way there. Now it's going to be Arctics contesting on the defense against Gavin. Is able to make it happen. 45 seconds left as Van Horn looking to hold on to their lead and get game one of the BO7. Double attempt comes out from Arctics, goes just a bit wide. Slendy in a 1v2. Can't get past Gavin. As we'll see Gavin and Huncho now looking to try and group up a nice angle, but Huncho found some nasty angles already in this game and in the previous series, but not able to find that one there. Just a little bit too sharp for the way his was. Huncho does, though, get the demo onto Slendy. Arctics now solo defending for just a moment. Gavin going to go up, trying to go for the flip reset. Ends up not using the flip or didn't get it, but is going to be blocked away regardless. Slendy now taking the ball toward Huncho. 10 seconds left as they actually chip the ball up in front of their own goal, but Gavin makes it back in time. Would have allowed a chance on the kickoff, but game one in the books. It'll be 4-2 unless they can get something going in the final moments, but regardless, it's a win for Van Horn in the books as they're going to open the series up with a 1-0 lead. The ball still in the air. Gavin puts a shot on net, and it certainly is going to find its way on target and in, if not blocked. But regardless, 0 seconds hits the ground. Van Horn are going to lock game number 1 away in their favor as they take the lead against Sykeston here in the finals BO7. As hopping things right back on into game number 2 here in the MOSEF Fall Brawl Finals. As again, Van Horn currently lead 1-0 after some nice second half scoring from them, giving them that advantage in game 1. As we see Huncho and Gavin once again grouping up for some more plays. Infield pass on over. Gets the flip reset. Tries to play over Slendy, who has patience, able to recover on the backside of their field. As Gavin going to rotate around, try and go for some boost. Huncho on the aggression, looking for the angle. Arctics actually finds the double off of the bump, so able to reposition that momentum for good. Gavin gets it demoed after making the contact. Now Huncho gets bumped out of the way. Potential chance for Arctics, but Gavin on the respawn, able to get back and get in the way. As Slendy on the defense, able to hold onto it. Arctics demos away Gavin, but Huncho deep clear away, going to return for some boost. Huncho might have a chance here as he will take a direct shot on, and yeah, he does indeed. A bit too long of an angle from Arctics, can't recover in time as took the hit, went for the boost, ended up taking a much longer path than able, as Huncho finds the line once again, puts a shot on target, flies itself in. 45 seconds into game number 2, Van Horn have taken the lead here. Once again, as we'll see now, Huncho getting a demo, potentially going to look to try and break through the defense already. Going in, it's a really deep play out of the corner, has a reset and flicks it, won't get it in. Good save and patience by Arctics and the defense there of Sykeston. Off the wall now, Huncho going to try and get it past Arctics, will indeed, but won't find the ball past Slendy. Now he's going to be able to take an aggressive challenge, get some more boost. Now is pressuring onto Arctics, ends up faking the touch, not able to get a real target on that one. Recurving around now, Arctics on the back wall, going to be able to clear it away as Huncho in the middle of the field looks to probably take it off of his back wall, and though just plays a deep, sharp angle across his back line. Arctics going to get demoed. Huncho plays a high ball. Slendy on the back wall, simply going to take a low contest here as he is in charge charge of the ball. Now Arctics potentially has a chance here to try and drive it in, but Gavin on the way is going to hold on to it, bounces it up once, regrabs possession, tries to go for a flick as Arctics gets in the way, able to hold it down to the post as Huncho recontests. Slendy has time to challenge. Huncho going to go for the bump to try and leave it for Gavin, but not able to find either play there. Gavin recontests the ball now on Arctics on the wall. 3:10 on the clock. Van Horn again lead by 1 for the moment. Huncho plays it out to the outside wall for the moment. Now Huncho going up. 0 boost to work with, but is able to get that second touch. Arctics on the ground will be able to control it, plays it over to Slendy, who with some boost plays it off the corner. Gavin re-clear. Arctics recontest, putting more pressure toward that net, trying to put a shot on top corner, blocked away by Huncho. As not quite sure if it had the angle, but in the way regardless. Huncho once again, as we'll see it now. Arctics on the back wall, going to try and play it over. 34 boost to go as it will be grabbed by Gavin. As a potential chance to counter here as it bumps come out. Arctics actually going to put it over toward the side of Van Horn's defensive end. As we'll see them try and play it out now off the back wall. Slendy can't get the double, and it's disaster for Sykeston. Really good opportunity passed, unfortunately. Tried to get it on those tight bounces. Huncho now going to go for the flip, and it won't quite get it. Is going to be blocked away again by Slendy and Arctics. Playing very, very patient. They've seen how Huncho gets these plays. They know he's capable of these flashy moves, so they play patient, let him get the aggressive play and the fancy flips, and then challenge the ball when it needs to be challenged, as they've been able to hold Van Horn down to just 1 despite the numerous opportunities. It's now a chance for Slendy, blocked away by the pair of Van Horn defenders, but with both of them challenging it, Slendy misses the shot off the post, back inside. Arctics drills it into the back of the net. A minute 50 tied up now, as Slendy tried to find the angle, ends up going off the post. Arctics, though, able to readjust in time, returns his car, gets the shot into the back of the net. As game number 2 drawn to an even at a minute 50 left to go. As we'll see Gavin now contesting over on the side of it. Huncho gonna get a nice angle, and once again Huncho finds angle after angle, and here for his second of game number 2, he finds another in the corner, upside down with the tip of his car, drills it into the back of the net as Van Horn reestablish their lead only moments after having lost it to the tie. As now back into it, contest comes out. Arctics and Gavin are going to try and take it over. Slendy, a potential chance here, but Huncho with the one with the more boost, able to get to the ball first, plays it on over. Now Huncho in the corner, more boost, stocked up. Arctics in a bit of danger here, is able to get the stall for the moment. Now Slendy on the wall, going to play it on up as Arctics recovered, gets boost, able to replay it on in now as he will try and take it. Muncho able to get the favored play as Huncho now going to pass off into Gavin to the contest here. Played over in front of the net, and now it will be a clear out. Arctic's going to try and make the play. Might get a chance here for another touch, but Huncho able to hold it in place. Gavin up in the air for the recovery as he does get the touch, hold it in the air, wait till Huncho gets back, and now go on the aggression as the replay by Slendy attempts to dish it, but nice challenge there. Gavin has to stay careful of the man above him, but also has to stay favored for the man in front, and unfortunately can't quite stay both. Arctics gets a nice challenge. It almost went over the net, but able to get it in just under a minute. We now draw to a game even. 2-2 now in game number 2 with a minute left to go. Huncho off the wall, 76 boost, gets the flip reset, uses it, gonna go for the double, but Arctics again reading these plays fantastically, stopping him from any of these flashy, flary goals. As we'll see Huncho back on the defensive end now. It'll be cleared away by Gavin for the side of Van Horn, as we'll see Arctics and Slendy once again on the defense, blocked away by Arctics. Now it's Huncho recontrolling on the side, challenging Arctics. Is able to get that block, though. Gavin going to re-grab it off the block by Arctics. Slendy going to be the one to repossess it. As again, just a bit of ping-ponging back and forth here. 20 seconds left. Slendy in possession of the ball, but not much a boost to speak of. Is going to be able to get this full reset on the side of the field. Gets the contest back over to their side of the field as Sykeston trying to recontrol. 2-2 tie, 10 seconds left in the game. Shot attempt comes out, but it's going to be a little bit wide here as Gavin flies his way back to defend the net. Sykeston going to try and make a play. High pass into the middle of the field, but just a recontest. Bumped it back in the air. 0 seconds. The ball hits the ground. We go to overtime. It's a shot toward the net, but Huncho going to repossess, keeping it not in the air, allows it to go down. Overtime, golden goal for game 2. We'll see if any chance can come out on a kickoff. It's a fake from Huncho, who's able to now repossess with boost in the corner. We'll see what he decides to do with it. High pass, going to air dribble it up. Might go for a play off the backboard, but he's contested again by Arctic, who has been a fantastic job, as now it's going to be Slendy on the counter. Shot into the open net, and a massive play there by Sykeston. It's a high aggression play by Huncho, blocked away in the air by Arctics, and then on the ground, Slendy recovers it, drives it upfield, finds the empty net, gets it in before Gavin could get back, and Sykeston, they're going to tie things up at 1 apiece now here in this best of 7 there in overtime, as they're able to get a nice late goal and then make it back in overtime only 10-20 seconds in, as a 3-2 victory for them ties the series back up at 1 apiece, once again re-entering what practically becomes a fresh BO5. As again, we've definitely seen a trend start to develop between these two teams, as we saw in the last match for Van Horn. Huncho playing the role of main aggressor, with Gavin filling in the slots in that rotation, similar to what we saw in the consolation final. Sykeston, they've been playing very defensive with counterattacks being the main goal. Arctic's able to consistently read the plays that Huncho's going for and put a stop to them as quickly as possible. Find the counterattacks, and while they can't get them super often, eventually they're able to get goals, and that's what led them to that win. Stop the aggressive play, stop the flashy goals from going in time and time again, and they're able to stop the scoring power that is Van Horn. As we'll see, Huncho get the ball on his back wall going into the air. 20 boosts left from the midfield line. Doesn't have a flip to work with. Goes with a pinch on the ground, but Slendy going to break any aspirations of that up. Gavin now going to go off the ceiling. Should have a flip to work with. Going to go for it. Double comes in, but it won't be in low enough for the goal. Huncho now 65 boost as he recovers it in his back corner. Slendy going to be in the area to contest, though, as he concedes the position. Huncho, if he has boost, he can get around the ball and get an empty net, but won't be that easy. He does have boost, but it is going to be blocked away by Slendy now, as Arctic's going to be back as well. Gavin now going to have a position 1v1 against Slendy. Going to go for the play, but Slendy up in the air, gets the clear. Huncho on the back side of it now, going to recover it near the midline. Going to get boost, bringing it over to the mid wall. Passes on over. Gavin can get it now. It's going to be Arctic to break up the passing chain, as we'll see Huncho recover the ball, takes it on over, but again, Arctic's going to break it up. Gavin plays it deep into the defensive end for the side of Sykeston here, as it will be a bit of danger now. Gavin goes up on it. Huncho has a boost to work with and not possession of the ball. Slendy actually flies in to re-aggress. Gavin going to force a high shot. Huncho gets in behind the ball to keep it above their net. Gavin now going to go for the aggressive play here. We'll see if he can get it, but no, Arctic's once again in the way. Defensive masterclass coming out here from Arctic so far in this series, is turning around quick. Gavin cuts off an aggressive play. Huncho, high angle, but even he can't find this one. Gavin now going to play it around the corner. Arctic's the one in the air on the wall to block it out away, as we'll see the aggression continue from Van Horn. Now Huncho looking for a high shot, top corner if it goes, but Arctic's again in the way. Huncho back up, looking for it, top corner. Slendy this time. The defense from Sykeston has been S+ this game, denying every one of the many fantastic Van Horn chances, as Gavin and Huncho continue to pump offensive opportunity after opportunity. Defense has allowed Sykeston to continue looking for these counters occasionally, as Huncho now going to clear it off the sidewall. Going to look for the double here. Will try and play on over toward the offensive net here. A bit of wave dashing on the wall, but not able to find anything super worthwhile. Gavin going to turn it back around now. Might have a chance here to make a play, as it will get past one, but Arctic's again, last man back, able to find the hit he needs. Really wanted that reset boost on the back corner. Not quite going to be gifted with it by the game, as the timer is just not quite right. Arctic's now going to drag it around in front of his net. Potentially a risky play in many cases, but this time works out well for them. Able to clear it out in front of their net in time, as now Huncho drags the ball over their net. Going to use the flip, grabs it over the wall, goes for the muskie off the reset, as he will get a little bit of pressure just to clear it. Not going to get that much offensive threat, as we'll see Arctic's now a shot toward the open net. Huncho just barely going to get back in time to get that tap on it. Slendy going to replay it out toward the open box. Arctic going to replay it to the corner. Arctic's now taking it off the ceiling, has a flip to work with. Going to put a high shot in, but the angle just a bit too sharp for him. Off the crossbar, dropping back down. There'll be a potential end to the attack here for Sykeston, as we see the attack come out from Huncho. Just enough boost for Arctics to stop the play from going right on in, as it will be an attempt back in. Huncho puts it back toward the net, but it goes a bit high, a bit wide. As we'll see Arctics taking the high ball now for the moment, as we'll see Huncho dragging it around. Will get the boost now, very threatening here. 90 boost on the wall. Slendy going high, takes the high challenge, gets the bump. That's what they need. Arctics on the ground, able to recontest. Huncho trying to turn the angle, but won't quite have it that time. Arctics able to get back in time to reposition it. As Gavin challenges into Slendy, able to take it up the wall. Now Huncho will be there in time to redirect it away. Arctic's going to try and find his man, but Huncho full speeding out. Arctic's full speeding back to the net, knows that a threat is potentially looming as Huncho not going to get the boost there. Slendy, a good read there to go back and steal it away as the ball soars over to Gavin, puts it off of the top bar for the side of Sykeston. Huncho puts a shot in it, go top corner. Arctic's again in the way. Arctic's refuses to allow the ball to pass his net. As we'll see now, once again, a chance potentially Gavin cooking up, but it will be a demo coming out. Huncho not going to get the pass he was awaiting in the middle of the field. 45 seconds left. We're still scoreless after over 4 minutes of a game. Arctic's now playing it aggressive, but he's going to get a bump on to Slendy. As we'll see Gavin clearing out into the midfield, but finds it finally! Sykeston, so much defense this game, but on the counter, they find the tiniest of mistakes. Gavin plays it out to the middle. Arctics finds the line, and just behind Huncho, they find their shot. 34 seconds to go. The Sykeston iron wall on defense this game has definitely been the biggest cause for them. Now with the lead, 30 seconds in, Gavin going for an aggressive play at the start, though maybe before they can get set up, ends up going off the back wall. Arctic's in the way of Huncho again, trying to make the play turn, and they will finally find the gap. And Van Horn finally capitalize in what must have been their 30th something attack of the game. They finally find the gap in the defenders. Arctics can't get in front of it. Slendy can't get back behind it. And in almost a moment after they get scored on, they find it right back in the chaos of the kickoff. 23 seconds left on the clock, and we're still at a tie. Huncho gets boost. A threat on the wall now. He has boost, puts it off the high wall. Now going to try and pinch it in. Beautiful work by Huncho. He got scored on, and he did not take kindly. Gets the boost, goes high, forces it off the wall, and pseudo pinches it. A fantastic play by Huncho. As we'll see now, 2-1 again here in game number 3. It'll be now Huncho trying to clear it back across as Slendy trying to repossess in the corner. 10 seconds left to defend for Van Horn to take the 2-1 lead here in the series. Arctic's trying to make the one last aggressive play. It'll be the demo coming out from Slendy, but a save from Gavin. Gavin potentially saving the game, going to look to clear it out. They drop the ball back behind them, and it's not the play they expected. Van Horn put an end to game number 3 as swiftly as possible as Van Horn siege ahead 2-1 as that game. Pure chaos. Sykeston played perfect defense for 4.5 minutes, finally found a counterattack, got their goal, and then right after getting their one goal of the game, Van Horn scored again, took the lead, held on to it as they siege ahead now 2-1 in the series, 2 games away from the title. As a starting off at game number 4, already an aggressive attempt here. Slendy gets a chip, gets a bump, and they just can't recover in time. Takes it off the side, gets a pad, puts a high chip, carries it into a bump on Huncho, and he just can't recover. That's a goal in 5 seconds. Very different pace as last game. As we'll see now, Huncho going to drag the ball on forward off the kickoff. He's going to put some pressure onto Slendy, but Slendy gets the boost. Gavin boost off the sideline. Attempt at a redirect here is going to be blocked away by Slendy. Outspeeds the play. As we'll see Huncho try and play a high chip. Now going to look for a play on Arctics, but Arctics again in the way. Going to get onto the wall now, get the repossess. A bit of boost to try and work with here is Huncho. Going to look for another play once again. Goes up in the air. Arctics doesn't have the boost. Now Huncho going to look for a redirect. Passes down to Gavin. Can't find the angle off the post. Very good look there. They were able to get the ball past Arctics, but unfortunately the remainder of the play just barely fell short. Huncho looking for the bump while Gavin tries to put it in, but the bump unfortunately never comes in time. Huncho now off the back wall. Full boost, 70-50, flip reset. Now going to go back to the ground. Slendy in the way, though. Cuts the play up in the middle. As Gavin now going to look to protect the neck. Arctic's potentially a tempo shot as he goes for the redirect, but it will be blocked away by Huncho. Gavin jumps up in the air now to follow it up. 20 boost left as he crosses that midline. Going to take it down. Tries to play under Slendy, but it ends up going to the side. Huncho now plenty of boost to try and work with. Could go for a double here, but Arctic's on the back wall. He'll be joined by Slendy. Gavin going to play it up. Goes off the back wall. Arctic's potentially out of position. Huncho could find the angle, but he gets blocked away by Slendy. Would have been off the right post regardless, but still blocked away. Slendy up for another chance to block on Gavin. Will indeed force the ball away. In their own corner now, Sykeston looking for a potential start to a counterattack while Van Horn trying to maintain their relentless offense as Slendy able to get the ball past Gavin, but Huncho not giving up quite yet. Arctic's on the defense. He's going to get pressured. Now the double comes in, and it won't be in. He would have had it if he got the tap as Arctic's shoved out of the way in the chaos of Gavin's bumping. Now the tempo coming out. They're going to try and play it over, but Huncho plays it across their backboard. Still a 1-0 lead in favor of Sykeston in this game as Van Horn 3 minutes left to try and capitalize and shut that down. We'll see it. Gavin now in the side, trying to play off of Huncho's tempo, plays it to the corner. Huncho, no boost, but is going to be able to get 1-2 more touches, ends up going over. Now Huncho returning for boost, back in the corner now, is going to turn the ball around for Van Horn, now going to put it over 1, trying to get it the tempo for Arctics, and he once again puts a stop to it, but he can't stay with it forever. Arctics burns all of his positioning to stop the carry from Huncho. It's very fantastic defense by Arctics, but unfortunately doesn't get the clear, and with Slendy out of the way from the previous play, it'll be Gavin finding the gap in the wall. 2:45 on the clock as we're 1 apiece. Now the next play, Arctic's going to send the ball on into the Van Horn defensive corner. Huncho over the wall, going to play it on, get some more boost. 100 wall on his back corner, now going to get pressured by Slendy. Gavin on the defense, though, playing a very aggressive pace, but Arctic's going to cut it off, and Arctic's finds an open lane. Ends up being an attempt. Gavin maybe looking for a chip while the bump comes in from Huncho, but Arctic's denies any opportunity, cuts it at the midline, and is going to float right back in. Very, very slow shot, but regardless, got it past all the defenders. Gavin couldn't turn in time, and it's the lead stolen back by Sykeston. Half the game left to go. They lead by 1, as we'll see Gavin taking the ball off the wall now over toward the goal, as it will be blocked by Slendy for the moment, as Huncho might have a chance here if he finds the angle, and he does indeed. It's a much softer angle than he's had before, as he's able to find that shot. Arctic's just a little bit too slow to get back, put the effort in, but not able to turn around in time. So 2:18 on the clock. Only been 15 or 20 seconds since the last goal was scored. And once again, Van Horn, the second they get scored on, they get to retaliating. As we'll see the next play come out. Slendy potentially going to put it on target, but Gavin able to get the boost and recover in time to get it off the back wall. Huncho now going to look to try and play it off the side. Arctic's going to put pressure, but he doesn't hit the ball. Slendy, fortunately, behind him, able to save the moment. As Slendy going to clear it across. Huncho going to beat Arctics. Now going to take it off the ceiling. Has a play. Going to go for 1 touch. Going to go for 2 touch. Shot on target, but it's going to go off the crossbar. Slendy up as well. Gavin going to hit it off the crossbar now, and it's going in. Tries to find it potentially off of the air. Slendy went up for it as well, but finds the shot in. Finds the perfect line. Gavin couldn't get it, or Gavin gets it right behind both defenders, and this time in a pure shooting contest, they're able to finally find a gap, a bit of corrosion in the iron wall. 3-2 now. Van Horn lead, 1:50 on the clock. Gavin a potential chance now, going to try and chip it up. Arctic's in the way once again, though. Tries to find the angle, can't quite find it, ends up going in front of the net. Now Huncho turning around as the ball going to bounce off the ceiling back into the ground, as we'll see a little bumping come out, but Gavin not going to be in the opportunity to shoot it. Plays a harsh angle, tries to look for it. Slendy demoed now. Huncho going to turn the ball around. It's a 1v2, but Arctic going to be able to clear the ball for the moment. 80 seconds left here in game number 4. Again, if Van Horn are able to hold this lead, they will be at series point for the remainder of the best of 7. Now Gavin going to look for a shot, won't quite find it. As we'll see if he can go around Huncho off the ceiling, facing the wrong way. He's just going to use it to contest onto Arctics. Slendy behind, able to catch onto the ball now. Huncho going to look for the outfield pass. Gavin going to catch it. Shot toward target, but Arctics once again back in time. A minute left on the clock now as Van Horn trying to hold it down the 4. Big shot from Huncho. It's going to go much over. Arctics in the area for the moment as it bounces off the post. Now Gavin going to look for it. Again, it's going to go high. Huncho in the area looking for it, and he flips the target. High on both sides left. Huncho goes low right, and he finds it in. A 2-goal lead with 40 seconds left. They both tried to read it, but at the end of the day, the open side of the net found by Huncho, cold as ice in the title, gets that one there. 2-goal lead with 45 seconds left in the match as Van Horn look to push themselves to series and tournament point. Now it's going to be a clear out by Huncho, Slendy, and Arctics mirroring each other's movements to return to a defensive position, but they have to go a little bit more aggressive. Slendy going to have a chance here, but Gavin going to play it out. Slendy now trying to cut the line as early as they can. They have to abandon the defense for a little bit as they can't not win this game without scoring 2 quick goals. They have to get something going. Huncho simply going to repossess it. We saw in previous games they went full offense, but this time they know that they can potentially get out-hearted here, and the turn actually ends up coming to bite them. Slendy gets a bump. Arctics finds the gap there, and they're going to get that goal as Huncho tried to make a smart play, but ends up getting outmatched in the 2v1. Gavin, unfortunately, nowhere to be seen, returning for boost. 1-goal lead, 13 seconds left. Sykeston going to get the ball over toward the Van Horn corner, bouncing on in. Huncho going to get the return now. Arctics has boost, the ball back off the corner. Going to go in the air. Slendy, Arctics both looking for it. Gavin, once again, a goal line clearance in the final moments. Huncho will take it off the back wall. He'll put in the double tap, but the play of the moment, Gavin, the goal line clearance, denies the goal, denies overtime, and it's a 5-3 victory in the match for the Van Horn squadron. A 3-1 series lead now as they push themselves to series point and tournament point. 1 game of Rocket League away from being your MOSEF Fall Brawl Class 1 champions. As we'll see it getting things underway, both teams going to take a moment to deliberate the match as we prepare ourselves for the 5th and potentially final game of the competition, as we'll get things back underway in just a moment. Game number 5 now underway. 5 minutes on the clock. Potentially that 5 minutes separating Van Horn from their state title. Bouncing it up high now. It's going to go off the post and in for Arctics. A very early goal. We saw this last game 6 seconds in. And the Sykeston are going to get a very, very nice early shot off in the post. And it just doesn't have the speed to bounce off the post and go out. Bounces back down. Softly curved back in. As 6 seconds in, the Sykeston squad able to get that lead. Now Gavin and Arctics clashing on the side. Gavin going to look for an infield toward Huncho. Ends up taking the shot himself, but Arctics again back in time. Now it's going to be the bump against them out of favor, but they get the ball off the back wall. Huncho curved back around. He's going to look for a top corner shot. Slendy up in time. Not able to stall for enough with the bumps. Gavin couldn't hold on for that extra second or two. Already had put some bumps on for a little bit, but the gap in the defense once again forms on the rotation cycle. Gavin finds that Arctic has to come out, hit this, and he just doesn't get the clear toward the side. Slendy not on the recovery quite yet. Arctic still recovering from his most recent hit. The shot is found now 30 seconds in, a 1-1 tie here. As we'll see it come out, Gavin going to take it back into his own defensive corner off of the kickoff as he's going to play it off the wall, gets it around Slendy, but Huncho not quite under him on the ground. Arc's going to be the one to get there on the Octane for the moment. Very shiny colors in this one, but the ball potentially just floating in front of the Van Horn net. Huncho able to get back in time to recover for the moment. Slendy now going to play it back out over to the corners. We'll see how they want to go with it. Gavin going to look to try and play the ball back out now as Huncho going to play it over toward their net. 4 minutes left on the match clock. Van Horn now attempting to replay it out. Gavin going to play it out. Arctics potentially rotating back. Slendy as well going to now replay it out. Huncho in the corner. Should have a good bit of boost left. 60 for the moment. He's going to play it past 1 as he gets a bit of wave dashing. He potentially has an open net here, but he ends up putting it just a little bit wide. Had the chance, but not that much time to make it happen. And despite the harsh angles he's found when he's given no time, difficult to make even the simpler angles. Puts a shot on Arctics in the clearance once again. Gavin plays it back toward the middle. Slendy can't get it. Arctics can. Again, 3.5 minutes, 1-1 tie. Huncho going to return it back for Boots. Slendy, a nice tempo shot, but it's not going to get its way past the defenders. Arctics now looking to make the play, but it's a pass from Gavin. Huncho goes for it, gets bumped in mid-air now. clear, goes over Gavin's head. Huncho returns for boost. He'll be the one to recover it. Nice tempo pass on the ground, but it gets caught by Arctics. The ball now hit away by Huncho. Slendy in the corner, able to recover it for the moment. Arctics going to stagger it, but that should be an open net. Gavin finds it. It's a pass. It looked like it might have gone on the post, and in an effort to win the state championship, it is put in by Huncho. We'll see. It looks like it might have gone off the post and out. So Huncho redirects it in. Definitely no hard feelings there amidst the Van Horn players as they claim a lead with 3 minutes left. 1 game away from the state championship. Gavin looking to play a bit aggressive onto Arctics as he's going to go high off the wall. Now a pass back out to Huncho. Shot comes in. Finds it in for Van Horn. 3-1 with 2:48 on the clock. Gavin plays it off the back post, and while Arctics tried to find it, doesn't have the boost or the time to get in front of Huncho, who finds the weakness once again. Now it's 3-1 Van Horn. Could play defensive and stall, could play aggressive and try and capitalize that lead even further. We'll see which way they want to go with now as Huncho goes flying over the ball. Slendy now making a play toward Gavin, but it's a nice clearance from him as well. Huncho demos Arctics. They're just playing full chaos at this point. Slendy plays it across, but with a dead teammate, it goes over to Gavin and Huncho. 1 to the outside, 2 back on, but Arctics once again cutting that passing lane off. They still have quite a bit of time to get back into it. Redirect off Huncho. Slendy tries to take the angle. It's going to be off Huncho toward Gavin, but Arctics going to be the one in the way now as the pass comes back toward midfield. Huncho holds it for Gavin, who sends it back towards Slendy, sending it back toward the Van Horn net, trying to play a tempo to the outside corner, but Huncho has the speed to get there. Arctics holds onto it. Huncho, though, trying to make the break, and it's an own goal from Slendy. Disaster strikes for the Sykeston member. Arctics plays it in. Muncho off the wall, and in an effort to get under it, Slendy ends up putting it in his own net with only 2 minutes to go. A 4-1 lead for Van Horn, and if they're able to hold on to it for 2 minutes, that will be the series total as a current sit at 3-1. Gavin back to their own corner. 2 minutes left. Slendy off the back wall looks for Arctics, but he's not there to find it. Gavin and looking for it now. High, nice tempo shot. Arctics back once again, able to clear it out away. Huncho on the wall now. 90 boost. Definitely a high threat here. Gonna try and play it. Looks for the ground. Carries it on. Gavin has a chance. It's an open net, but Arctics cannot get there in time. Gavin finds the slot right behind the car that is Arctics, and the defense slowly falling apart. 1:42 with a 4-goal lead. Van Horn are potentially just a minute or so away from taking this one all the way, as we'll see what the official play ends up being. For the moment, for the side of Sykeston, it has to be offense. You have to score 4 in 90 seconds. And a potential first one here. No, it's going to be a bit high. Not Slendy sends it high. Arctics up, but he doesn't have the boost to reposition in the air. They have to go full aggressive. They have to score 4 goals in 80 seconds. 20 seconds per goal. Slendy trying to make the play, but it's blocked away by Huncho. Every second Van Horn buys is another step toward victory. Gavin clears the ball away. That's more time off the clock. Slendy going to re-clear it away. As we'll see now, 1:10 on the clock. It's going to be Arctic sending the ball downfield, but with the demo of Slendy, it's going to be a free clear for Gavin, sending it across. 1 minute on the clock for 4 goals, 15 seconds time now. They have to get scoring. Slendy now going to try and make the play. It should be open, but he can't get another touch on it. Gavin re-clears to the corner. Arctic's demoed. 10 seconds almost per goal now. They are running out of time. Sykeston have to get aggression going now. Slendy in the corner going to try and take it out. 40 seconds left on the clock. Now it's going to be the pass from Arctics back to Slendy. Slendy going to take it into the air. Tries to go for the reset, but Gavin clears it back up in the air. 35 on the clock. Slendy holds it back in the Van Horn corner. Arctics going to go for the line. Is able to get it under, but it's not in off the post. The ball bounces out. Now Slendy puts a shot. Cleared away by Gavin. The defense from Gavin has been immensely impressive and impactful in the last few games. Huncho now going to clear it across. A pinch with Gavin should seal the deal. 5-goal lead, 18 seconds on the clock. You need a goal every 3 seconds practically for Sykeston. They need kickoff goal after kickoff goal, and if they can't get every one of them, then this tournament is good as over, as we'll see the final moments play out. Slendy plays it over. A chip from Gavin, staying with it, has some boost off the back wall. Slendy contests it. Huncho holds the ball down aggressive. Arctic clears it away. 9, 8, 7, tries to chip it over Gavin, but he gets it back into the corner. Arctic's off the wall. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 hits the ground, and Van Horn in 4-1 fashion are your Class 1 MOSEF Fall Brawl Rocket League champions. as they take it down 4-1 series after 4-1 series, beating Mid Buchanan, beating Sykeston, and that will be the tournament here in the Class 1 stream. Thank you all, of course, for joining us here on this side of things as Van Horn close off a 6-1 victory to win the series 4-1 as they're able to capitalize, and they walk home with the Class 1 Rocket League Fall Brawl champions. For those interested in more Overwatch, be sure to check out the alternate stream. Should be located over on YouTube for the Class 2 Rocket League Finals at the moment in, I believe, Game 3 at the moment. So definitely some more grand finals activity on the other side of the bracket. But for the moment here on the Twitch stream, thank you all for joining us. Thank you all for joining us here in person as well, as Van Horn take home the Class 1 MOSEF Championship.